All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left for the Shopify Rebellion, it is Scarlet. In the blue, Seamless. And her opponent spawning up at the top right, it is Basilisk's Trigger. In the red, he sends out a very early probe. Going to be looking to block Sasha's hatchery there at the Natural. And will Scarlet send out the drone early enough to get a 15 hatch down? Yes, she does. But, unfortunately, Trigger's there early enough to block a 15 hatch. So she's going to have to plop down an extra drone and take the base over here at the right. On the right, Trigger did leave himself open to a sneaky second drone taking the base. But Scarlet doesn't go for it. And it's always a little bit risky. I also will say I feel like Scarlet is not the kind of player that makes those little adjustments. She's very particular and methodical in the way she does things. That's not to say there's no flexibility. There absolutely is. But I think for sure it's... For someone like Dark, for example, is and I talk about it all the time, but somebody like Dark is much more open to, you know, mixing things up, so to speak. And really riffing. He'll take his hatchery 12 seconds late, 15 seconds late. As long as he finds a way to also make your situation a problem for you. Trigger doing a nice little job with a mini game. Obviously, these two players, both from Canada, and both are going to be vying for, well, gold in this group. Winter Olympics is on right now, as we well know. Welcome, Krabuki. Oh, 100% Krabuki. Although she has been playing a little bit recently. I don't know how much overall, how much total. That's more just, exactly, that's just a reference to what she knows. And, I mean, to speak to the concept of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right before Dark went to the military, every Zerg player basically agreed, hey, you know, actually, let's hold that thought. We are going to see the pylon block, but it will get denied. Trigger looking to punish a potential just 2 Zergling opening. Scarlet going to split up the Lings 3 and 3 in each base as she pops out another set from the main. That is a good way to try and deal with a first Adept before Ling speed completes. Gives you an opportunity. But there's still chances to get value, and that's a nice shade forward into the pocket. Drone does pull away that was getting attacked. Scarlet will kill that first Adept. Loses 1 drone, doesn't morph a Spore. I'd take that. Especially considering the fact that there was a kind of a useless pylon block at the natural. Probe stuck around for a while. Yeah. I think I'm good with that if I'm Scarlet. Just a single drone going down for an Adept. Now these Lings are going to be a little bit of a nuisance on the other side of the map and may be able to force the Oracle to stay at home for a little while. In fact, they absolutely should be able to do so. Oh, Trigger holding his Oracle energy. Now he turns on the beam. But this is a small win for Scarlet, keeping these units at home. Overlord going to pop out in a moment. But what I was going to say is even Dark wouldn't... He didn't switch to the Extractor Trick 15 Overlord. He was still going for a 13 Overlord and a regular 16 hatch setup. It's just a lot of players like the way that they decided to play long ago, and they stick to their guns. Scarlet going to throw down an early Evo chamber. Obviously, she is a prodigious spreader of creep. One of the best in the business, even today, even with relatively small amounts of gameplay. Oh, this is cute. This is very cute. The lane can hit, or the Stalkers can hit the lane from the high ground, but Scarlet's able to micro one of them back. Oracle so far has not really gotten any damage, I think. Yeah, in fact, It's just that one drone from earlier. Second Oracle was made. Oh, there is the dive in the natural. We'll be able to grab a couple drones. That's a lot of damage on the Oracle, but as long as you keep it alive, you are chilling. Meanwhile, second Oracle in the main. Grabs another drone. But Scarlet able to save the second one that was being attacked. There's nothing at home in terms of the Oracle, so it's going to be reliant on Warpins. Very nice wall from Trigger right here. Only one link can actually squeeze into this narrow hallway. There's an art to walling his Protoss. And a science. herO is all art. Trigger, you can see he's got that science down. Another drone does get picked off, but this Oracle, 4 HP. Gonna have to be really, really careful with this. Look at this creep spread. This is phenomenal. Trigger is going to be going for quick charge, which is very good against no Roach Warren style of play. Now, if you are really on point as the Zerg player, you can get away with this, but it is precarious. I used to think, and in some cases, even still, I feel like it's, if executed perfectly, it's pretty freaking difficult to deal with. But I used to think that this was basically unstoppable. Oh. Ooh, double Oracle in the natural. Will be able to grab one drone. That was so greedy. Sorry, 2 drones. So greedy going for the third. Which didn't even get, by the way. It did dart into the gas. But that one Oracle was 1 spore hit away from death. That is a lot of +1 melee lings, by the way. Got some ASCII in the chat. We do have a Hydralisk Den in production. No charge done yet, despite the fact that we have the +1 weapons finished. Trigger is going up to 10 gates. And adding 2 more, actually. 12 gates in total. Off just 3 bases. He does have a probe ready to take a new base, but he can go for ultra aggression if he's so inclined. It would feel kind of weird if he doesn't, to be honest. Like, 12 gates is so much production to not attack with. It feels like this is a fake probe, if I'm being honest. Trigger's on just 66 probes right now. Yeah, here we go. Scarlet does have Bane speed nearly completed. She will need some Lings at home to morph into Banes, though. Are there any... Okay. Oh, there's already a bunch of Banes at home and more Lings. This looks really, really good for Scarlet right now. She's on 66 drones. Ooh, that is going to be a lot of these Lings getting caught. She doesn't see it. She's dealing with the Oracle in the main, which drops a double stasis. Oh, if Scarlet could have baited these Zealots into the Banes, would have obviously been very good for her. As it is, that's a very good trade. Oh, wow. That is a huge stasis trap. Gets 7 drones as well, but does lose one of the Oracles. Second one survive on just 1 HP. Meanwhile, looks like a Storm on the right side. Did deflect a little bit. Scarlet losing a lot of stuff, and the Lings on the left side are all but cleaned up. Okay. This is super weird because Trigger is taking a really, really late 4th base, relatively speaking. But Scarlet didn't drone up for a very long time. So they both kind of committed heavily to this weird, almost double bluff. Very strange scenario. Oh, Storm going to come in. We will see a kill on that base. Bane's going to try and connect with a High Templar. Not quite able to get the kills. Oh, Trigger steps into his own Storm. Going to lose 1 and almost a second Templar to his own Storm. Oof. 1 HP on that High Templar. Big oopsie there from Trigger. Scarlet does have both 1-1 for the attack upgrades. The Lings will win this fight. But Trigger gets himself up against the wall, which is going to make it at least a little bit more cost-efficient for him. The Zealot run by on the right side should kill the 5th base. Scarlet not going to be able to get here in time to save it. Trigger may even get away with some of these Zealots. Scarlet could potentially surround them and prevent their retreat, but doesn't look like that's going to be happening here. Stasis Trap plus a Storm, saving that Immortal. Oh, Scarlet going to re-engage on the right side. Trigger. He's going to be able to get these Lings for free in the middle. I'm doing well, Evelyn Charlotte. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. We do have +2 melee on the way. Infestation Pit. About to complete. Scarlet, very unfortunate losing that 5th base. She did just add on drones, saturating that base. So the fact that she lost it before she could take advantage is very unfortunate. There's a random bird here. Also, this kind of looks like faces in the... No, it doesn't. Kind of? That's weird. Ooh, Bane drive-by. I keep saying drive-by instead of run-by. I don't know why. Trigger getting +1 armor. That will be a good answer to the +1 melee. Going to make those, well, Zealots in particular, a lot tankier, a lot harder to kill for Zerglings. That is a lot of cannons coming down from Trigger. He is battening down the hatches for a very long game. Scarlet has been a phenomenal late game player in the past. Quite excellent spellcaster control. It is something, though, that requires a lot of maintenance and is not easy to execute. She is re-expanding, just now retaking the 5th. Well, started it a minute ago, but... Trigger currently is enjoying an eco lead. Actually, for just a moment he was? Wait, was I... Was it the blue arrows? No, yeah, it was the gas that Trigger had the eco lead in. Either way. Scarlet is, well, going to get back up to a 5-base economy. I guess she never was at a 5-base economy, so kind of all over the place here. Oh, that is so many Banelings. Oh my god, they get hit hard. Holy crap. That Archon has 27 kills, by the way. That is definitely... Oh my god, 17 Banes died there. They got nothing. Scarlet might get an Immortal. Yeah, just an Immortal and a Probe. That's going to be what she gets for this gigantic run by. Looks like a few Zealots died somewhere else, but holy crap, that was super expensive. Resources lost is dire right now. Storm, of course, is still going to be good against Banelings. Oh, man, these Storms are hitting hard. Obviously, the Banelings will regenerate out of combat, and they will actually get back up to full HP relatively quickly, since they don't have a crazy amount of HP. Even with that centrifugal hooks done, it is just 35 HP. But, man, those are some huge Storms. Carriers being added in. Archon Blasts, huge right there. Lurkers trying to finish up. One of them does get canceled. Prism in the main base has been kind of corralled. Nidus Worm coming in. That's a great addition for the late game for some counter harass. Oh, this Prism is going to be able to unload Trigger with multiple armies here. Showing some nice late game here. Oh. These spores are going to finish up in a moment. Ooh, Scarlet with a huge Ling run by into the 4th base and getting into the main. But an Archon recall will save this. Trigger, he's got to be careful. There's no detection on this left side army. That is a lot of important power units in jeopardy. This one Immortal may actually get chased down by Queens. High Templar does. The Immortal escapes, though. But on the right side, the secondary complement of his army. No, he's going to lose the Mothership to Spores. Ay, ay, ay. Trigger, though, will be able to get some of these Lurkers as they rotate. He gets the base as well. The thing is, Scarlet just lost so much stuff and still loses 2 bases. She's back down to 4 bases, whereas Trigger only took... Yeah, he loses 10 probes, but he didn't lose his bases. And also, Scarlet has just been really struggling the resources lost. Losing the Mothership to Spores is... I mean, that shouldn't be happening, if we're being honest. But... it is easy to mess up your hotkeys. I'll say that. Trigger, good job on the double Cyber Core here. Adds on the +2 ship weapons, +1 air armor, plus... Is that +2 shields? Yeah, it is. +2 shields about to complete, so his carrier is going to be well upgraded. And Scarlet cannot afford... I mean, she can't even afford to do really anything. She can't afford to even remax yet at this point. It's going to take a while before she can do so. Whereas Trigger is... I mean, he is... building a bank, maxed out and building a bank. Good defense here from Trigger on the top side. Little Zealot Warp in plus the cannon is going to hold these Lings and small number of Hydras at bay. A couple of Lurkers do show up, and there's no detection. So Scarlet's starting to get a little something done here. Zealot Archon Immortal pushing through the middle. How many Robos are there? Just one. Wow, okay. I really would like to see more, just as a general rule, more Robos if you're going to be playing this multi-prong. But I guess the Zealot Archon is still quite good. Like, it's a very good army for never getting caught out, per se. The thing is also just building observers is valuable. That one Oracle, though, has been excellent for detection. Scarlet going to try and take this 5th base again on the left side. I mean, she needs to hold that, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Trigger going to try and break this, though. The Lurkers do not cover this approach to the middle base. There are a bunch more Lurkers popping out, though. Well, I mean, it can be quite difficult to break Lurker Spore. Especially when there's this many Lurkers and not actually a crazy number of carriers. Very nice transfuses there. The carrier count is quite high. There's 30 interceptors, right? Well, that's not that high. 30 interceptors. They're getting cleaned up. +2 ship weapons is going to complete. Oh, massive army moving into the middle of the map here. And Trigger, who has been ahead in resources lost and just out-trading Scarlet for a lot in game number 1, will ultimately take that first game. Well done. Scarlet struggling a little bit there. But it is late game. It is ZVP. And it is not every Zerg's favorite right now. All right, quick minute of ads on Twitch. We'll get into game 2. Many Bainathans died to bring us this information. Account created 3 days ago. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty funny one, Krabuki. This is why we didn't engage? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can still engage, but just be wary. Chat knows what's up. Except supposedly Krabuki, or Fishers. Supposedly. Classic banter. All right. Let's get into it. Game 2. And here we go. Spawning up at the top left, it is Scarlet for the Shopify Rebellion. And her opponent spawning down on the bottom right, it is Trigger for Basilisk. Basilisk. I mean, regardless, there will be a Canadian in the winner's match. So there's that. Might a little Zergy Heart maybe looking for something else, but I mean, I'm always going to have a soft spot for the Queen of Blades and the Queen of Psy Blades, too. Now, Trigger is going to skip Scout. We'll be going for... Oh, no, he's not going to go. He's going for the Gateway Scout. Okay. Interesting. Well, that's... Honestly, I think that's good because I think of Trigger as a player that doesn't Gateway Scout often. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I'm crazy. But I think more so than anything, mixing up your Scout timings in this matchup is a good thing. Because that's how you bait out 12 pools. If you always Gateway Scout, your opponent is going to hatch first. They're going to just be comfortable. If you always hatch block, they're going to always Extractor Trick 15 hatch you. And if you never scout, they're going to 12 pool you until you do. And even herO did a 12 pool, I believe, 12 pool drone pull versus herO. And herO didn't scout, and he had been not scouting. And it just ended up with a an uncontested victory for herO. Speaking of herO, he will be playing ByuN later, and one of these two players in either the winners or the losers match, we don't know which yet, but that match will be coming up, ByuN versus herO, after this, and then winners match to see who wins the group. ZVP these days, at the highest level, so much of it comes down to getting to the late game on the best footing, or killing the Protoss before they get there. And that's from the Zerg perspective. For the Protoss perspective, you can go for kill maneuvers, but I really don't feel like you have to. But I do think it's important to have them in your toolkit to keep Zerg players honest. Scarlett is a player that will drone like bananas, like crazy, if you let her. Also, Protoss players have gotten a lot better recently at using new Storm to survive Hydraling Bane attacks. They aren't as deadly as they were at the beginning of the patch. And at the beginning of the patch, they were very strong. Because Protoss players were used to higher DPS Storm that killed Banelings straight up on one pass. Oh, Adepts are going to shade forward here. Yeah, I know Trigger. He's definitely going for that. And Scarlet, unfortunately, was not able to respond right away. Need to pre-pull those drones if you want to save. So Trigger's able to get a drone kill, gets out. Even gets an... Did he get a Ling? No, just the drone. That's still good. That's still very worth. And it's going to be a quick third Nexus once again. I didn't talk about the timing of the third Nexus in the previous game, but it was a pre-330 Nexus, and Trigger's going to go for that again. Scarlet wants the wraparound on these Adepts. Not going to be able to get it. This one is being played probably on West server, if I had to guess, as Scarlet will be in Canada and Trigger is in Korea. Scarlet does ultimately get the chase down and will get into the main base of Trigger here. And she'll get to see that a third Oracle is being built. I don't think this is a fake, but it would be really cool if it were. No, not going to be a fake. The reason that I say it'd be cool if it was a fake is because I just think those kind of misdirects, keep your opponent guessing, are good. Oh, Scarlet doesn't have any Spore or extra Queens in the natural. This is going to be big pain. Adept on the other side of the map will get surrounded, but 5 drones go down. That is a lot. And on the aggressive side, the Oracle cleaning up a lot of Lings as well. 1 Adept and a Probe for 5 drones and 8 Lings is not great for the Queen of Blades here. Oh, this 1 Oracle, though. Does take a lot of damage, but there's no Queens here to punish. And it will escape. Scarlet did go for a very quick layer, going up to 6 gases quite fast as well. Is this going to be one of the... Oh, wow. Okay, she fires up a ton more drones. Still could be a very aggressive Roach, Ravager, Ling, Queen push, potentially. No, Infestation Pit. No Evolution Chamber, but quick Roach speed. Trigger once again, going for a big gateway explosion all at once. 6 gateways at once. Not as much as we saw in the previous game. Oracles do get into the main base, grab another 2 drones. Scarlet is spreading creep forward. This is going to be Roach, Ravager, Swarm Hosts. That's what this feels like to me. That is my instinct, my gut instinct. 4th. Oh, okay, she does take a 4th. I mean, the only other thing would be like super, super fast Hive. Theoretically, you could go Infestors, but I don't really see the purpose. Looking at this map, you can launch the Locust from the middle. The creep is very much directed here. Nice kill on one of those Oracles. A lot of Overlords being built. This really feels like Swarm Host to me. But we've got a... Okay, an Evo Chamber's been added in. There's still no Hive. There it is. There's the Swarm hosts coming through. All right. Oh, no Spore at the natural still. It's so nice if you can get away with it, but it is definitively the case that she has not gotten away with it here. Oh, Oracle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It does get a big stasis trap, but that second Oracle should have died. 100%. Link counterattack right now. We do see a big push of Zealots coming across the map. And Scarlet skimped on the roaches. Uh-oh. She is in big trouble right now. Good Transfuse is trying to keep that alive. How did she possibly hold this? Locust Wave is going to be very effective, but Trigger can just run away. Actually, wait, where is... Oh my god, the Locust Wave kind of melted. It melted completely. Jeez, I mean, they're glass cannon units and they don't pop out quickly. Trigger is on the verge of just a very quick 2-0 here. Scarlet is in so much trouble. She's pulling the drones away. Archon gets a big blast. This just looks completely over. She is still on... No, she's not even on 4 bases anymore. Locust Wave pops. Oh, and she even F2s it back into the main. I mean, there's nothing to be done at this point, surely. GG is called. And Scarlet will be forced to tap out. Trigger takes the 2-0. Sag. All right, we're going to run another quick minute of ads and we'll get into the next one. We love her anyway. It's true. We do. We all have a soft spot on our hat, in our hats, and in our hearts. All right, next up is going to be herO versus ByuN. Hopefully this isn't just a brutal day for the Shopify Rebellion. But yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I wasn't even thinking about the Swarm hosts. I wonder what Trigger saw there to make him think, hey, it's go time. He did see that there was basically no units being produced from Scarlet. I don't know. Game hard, yo. Game frickin' hard. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Spawning down in the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion. Sorry, series number 2. Game number 1. Spawning down in the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN in the red. And his opponent spawning up at the top left for T1. It's herO in the blue. In the bleu. The bleu sacre. Sacre bleu. Bam Jogo. All right. Now, Scarlet's not down and out yet. She can potentially still come back from the losers match. Fight into the decider match, but that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough definitively. And regardless of who she plays, it's going to be a world-class player one way or another. It's either going to be ByuN who she does know very well and defeated actually at Stellarfest, I believe. herO, by the way, not scouting in game number 1. He is a player that is so commonly that guy that does something tricky. And as I say that, starts up a Zealot, does cancel it though as he sees no NG Bay block. ByuN is an NG Bay blocker, so that does make sense. Does try and block that expansion as often as possible. ByuN, though, for his part, is going to be opening up double gas, which is a relatively safe opener, but actually doesn't guarantee you 100% safety. It is... yeah, it is a good way to play, but if your opponent double proxy gates, as we actually saw Indy do in a weekly match versus ByuN, and was a razor's edge away from winning that game. I will say there were some mistakes made from ByuN, like he lost actually both. He lost the Reaper that he sent across the map, and he lost his Reaper at home. But it was still, I mean, Indy is very good, an outstanding observer, but not a player that should really be even remotely capable of taking down ByuN. We're going to be seeing a 2 Reaper Hellion coming in from ByuN. He's going to try and find some value here. There is a shield battery at the natural, and that's going to help out quite a bit. herO just now getting a bit of information. Actually, they're both kind of just now getting a bit of information across the map, as we've got the hallucination for herO crossing. herO with a nice little spread at the natural. Oh, look at this. Oh. Well, that was a little bit optimistic. I feel like maybe he should have just built an extra gate to block that for the moment. ByuN is going to be able to find 3 probes here. Can he get a 4th? Surely not, right? Oh, very close, actually. Very close. 3 probes is pretty good when your opponent built a shield battery. Very unfortunate. herO kind of just ends up with a net loss, putting that probe at the front. That's a good start for ByuN. I think you're going to be happy about that. And he's following it up with a Cyclone medevac. herO doing a little move out with all 4 of his units. Wonder if he looked at his opponent's quick tech lab and said, you won't have actually a lot to threaten me right away. Hallucination providing high ground vision. Cyclone's lock on is broken immediately, but it's not the longest cooldown. It's going to be available once again. And no shots were able to land on the Cyclone. Oh, that might be a dead Stalker. Yes, it is. That second Stalker taking a lot of damage too. ByuN could find some big value here. Oh, medevac boost. Not able to keep the vision. That Stalker barely broke line of sight to get into the shrubs. That had to have been with like so close. There was another Stalker that showed up. Another 2 Stalkers. We are going to be seeing a tank push coming in. Oh, herO. I thought he missed the army, but it looks like ByuN says, well, I see ya, and I'm coming back. I'm going to try and fight ya. This is actually looking really good for ByuN right here. He's going to be able to get 1 Stalker. Going to get a 2nd. Wow, putting a lot of hurt on a 3rd as well. Sheesh. ByuN is really cooking here. Oh, Stalker does intercept this Cyclone 4 Marine drop. herO will try and just blink away, and he does successfully manage to do so. ByuN doing an excellent job. Oh, but herO finds the medevac. Oh, 1 more volley. No, he didn't get all 4 shots to connect from the Stalkers. Wow. ByuN able to save that medevac. 1 hit more, and it goes down. Banshee on the left side. There is Cloak nearly done. This is a really well-executed set of plays out of ByuN. And it's a Prism out of herO. No Observer. This looks really bad for herO right now. Really good for ByuN. ByuN's going to find so many probes in the main base. There's no shield battery, no Observer. It just now starts. Probe will pull away. Oh, cute move going into the gas right there. Just going to buy that probe a little bit more time. and force ByuN to... Oh, wow. It actually survives the second volley as well. I'm really invested in this probe surviving. It actually is going to live for the moment. ByuN will sack this Banshee. Nope, no, he doesn't. But he gets another kill or two. Going up to 7 probe kills in total. herO now supply blocked, actually, and herO wants to be fighting, it seems. He's gone for a 6-gate charge play. Oh, man, the supply block is actually a big problem. Oh, friendly fire from the tank will lead to the death of that siege tank. But ByuN gets the lock on the Prism. He scans to keep the lock on, keep the vision, and he gets the kill. herO losing another Stalker at the front, sniping down just a single Marine. This is a great start for ByuN here. Finally, something going okay for herO. He manages to deflect the second Banshee. But up to this... Oh, and he actually killed the first one. That was an SCV? Or... No, that was a Widowmine. No, wait, what was that? Oh, He didn't have a Reaper. Oh, Hellion. Wait, why was there a Hellion? He never made a Hellion before that. Nope, that wasn't a... Oh, maybe that... Wait, was that a tank? Oh, that's a big deal if that was a tank. No, that's from earlier. That's the siege tank that died to the Zealots. Yeah, the friendly fire didn't quite get it. herO is actually really struggling with supply blocks here. Like, really struggling with them. Oh, Zealots will find this single Marine drop, single medevac Marine drop. Blink in the main base. Not going to be able to, or rather scan on the Observer, not able to deny the blink into the main. Also, the blink is not able to deny the stim, but he will get one. Can he get a second medevac? Yes, he does. There's some of that vintage blink play from herO. Finally, something kind of working out well for him here. He's actually dead even on resources lost. herO's had a lot of things go wrong for him in this game, but he is still very much in a playable, if not good, position. Oh, that's very bad for him. There's a storm available in a moment. Wow. Storm was like 3 seconds away from completing. Oh, that's a good storm. Second one. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Banshee on the left side will get blinked on and killed. Good job from herO. Oh, Widowmine. Got a huge hit on the Prism. Second mine is going to get taken down before it can burrow. 1-1 starts up for herO. +1 armor for ByuN. herO is a player that just... I mean, you just can't keep him from fighting. No matter how badly you might want to some of the time. Does manage to take down a Widowmine with one of those storms. Second storm having to be used kind of to save the High Templar. herO is taking a 4th base. It is... It's weird because it feels like it's not been a... Oh, hold that thought. We're going to see an attack coming in here. Ooh, the sentry gets taken out very quickly. Guardian Shield is gone. Storm will push the units back of these tanks, and the high ground are putting in some nice work. Does manage to drop a storm, but it's not actually going to kill anything. Oh, unless... Nope, ByuN didn't quite get back into range. This High Templar... Oh, look at that. Drops a feedback. But still, these are not the greatest storms, and he loses the Prism. These storms are draining medevac energy is about the best thing you can say for them. And that does matter. That does matter actually a lot. There's one medevac that is desperately trying to heal up everything. Meanwhile, Ghost is in the middle of this repair crew. Getting just wobbled around. There's value in fully draining 4 medevacs. It's pretty decent. 3rd Forge? Hello? herO is up to a, well, about to be double Robo Colossus transition. First Colossus done. Second one starts up immediately. And the third one, he's got the cash for it right here. Yeah, we'll go for that. ByuN No fourth command center just yet, but it is about to land, and he actually starts up a fifth CC right behind it. ByuN knows that the greatest strength of Terran right now is getting to the late game. +1 shields. That is something I haven't seen before in like a real game. I wouldn't mind just like a very loud explosion. Here we're going to be adding on some static defense at his 4th and 5th. Zealot's looking for the kill on this tank. Won't be able to get it. Nice little repair right there. Actually, he pulled to repair and then just said, ah, screw it. Let me get back to work. Back to mining right away. herO going up to a 4th and 5th Colossus. I think he might be looking at the defensive orientation of ByuN and maybe seeing the siege tank count and saying, I don't think you're going Vikings here. The thing is, ByuN is going Vikings, and he's even gotten the +1 ship weapons. Maybe herO is just preemptively replacing these Colossi, thinking, hey, I'm gonna be throwing away a lot of units trying to kill your 4th. That's kind of the only thing that makes sense to me. herO going up to his 9th and 10th gases. Not going to be seeing the mass charge lot style. Obviously, we've seen a fair number of charge lots made, but this is a much techier, much more gas fluid Protoss. Nice feedbacks there, but we did see an EMP land on a... How many High Templar? Oh, there's only 2. Actually, did he even EMP the High Templar? It's not even sure. 2-2 is going to complete for both players. We got +2 attack already done for ByuN. +2 attack for herO, not quite yet done. Finishes basically just at the end here. Storm really good against Vikings these days. And we can see even just a couple of ticks of damage. Putting in big work. That's a monster storm on the dead center of ByuN's army. Oh my goodness. Marauders actually not able to kill the High Templar. They don't get bonus versus the Psionic or Light. It gets a feedback off. Nice job. That's what herO was... that's why he didn't pull it back, despite the fact that he didn't have energy for Storm. EMPs plus tanks on the left, on the right will hold quite nicely. Storms do land on some of these Vikings. Landing again, but the Vikings are finding kills. The pre-made extra Colossi are actually going to end up being, well, necessary. But still, ByuN gets a very, very good fight there. Despite getting hit with some massive storms to the face. Yeah, the Vikings took a lot of damage, but they can be repaired up. One more storm, though, and a lot of those Vikings just fall right out of the sky. Medevacs will be able to heal up these bio units. He's up to 8 medevacs now, which is very much a serviceable number. Very important as Terran to always have the appropriate amount of medevacs. Not too few, not too many. Vikings do find this second to last Colossus. There's just one flimsily standing on its legs. 3-3-2 starting up for both players. A different 3-3-2. ByuN's +2, I would say, is far more valuable than the +2 shields. +2 shields is only good if you don't get EMP'd. Feedback does come through. Another one. Whereas the +2 ship weapons is the monster power spike for Liberators that makes him super strong. Very nice EMP there. Hits 2 of the High Templar. herO, does he have... Oh, yeah, he's got 10 High Templar in reserve. Look at that. 5 High Templar behind this army. 2 at the front. That is very, very cute from herO. Where are the others? Are they defending bases? Not even sure. Oh, Archon gets found on the right side. He does pull it away. Where are the Archon? Oh, there they are. 4 more, even more hidden in reserve. 3 more Nexi coming in. herO is now in take the map mode. Marauder's going to take a while to kill this on their own, but with a few more units to support, he'll be able to clean this up. ByuN getting into the big command center farm as he has landed and secured his 5th. This is where the game goes from tough to really, really difficult for the Protoss. Scan comes in after a nice EMP, and ByuN will find a couple of units in the middle. Another good EMP. Great EMPs from ByuN, in fact. hitting those High Templar before they are ready to go. Now there's only 6 left on the field, so even those reserve High Templar are not available. This army is moving out without Liberator support, though. But the EMPs are very, very good. 3-3 was completed for herO for a moment before ByuN's 3-3, but it now is kicked in for the Terran player. Oh my god, the Storm on the Vikings again. He did ultimately repair those up, so they don't die here. Storm will not kill those Liberators, but it is a lot more effective than it used to be. Blink forward does kill one, but he loses a few Stalkers for it. herO is really struggling in the resources lost. ByuN was able to get a very strong setup off of the excellent early game that he had. Oh, the Imba Liberator spot. You got to bring a medevac. Oh my god, massive EMP on the middle of the army. Vikings did get hit hard by a storm, but there's nothing really to threaten them besides the Blink Stalkers right now, and that won't be enough to keep the Colossus alive. herO building 2 more Colossi here. He's up to 5 Immortals. How many Colossi have died? Jesus, look at that. More than double resources lost. 6 Colossus, 10 High Templar. This is looking amazing for ByuN right now. herO is in so much trouble. And because ByuN has 8 orbital commands, he can keep scanning this left side base, even though there's no vision at the max range of the Liberator. I mean, there's no... Oh, hold that thought. EMP does hit the Immortal. Storm going to try and zone this army out. Finally, a little bit of an opening here for herO. But emphasis on little bit. Storm not able to kill that Ghost. They're so tanky now. Planetary Fortresses adding a... I mean, he's got double planetary here. ByuN is just... He is in turtle mode, and there's not much that's going to stop him from doing that. Liberators setting up and locking down 2 bases. herO has made a Stargate. He will add on a Phoenix here. A 3-1 Liberator, can it actually beat a Phoenix straight up? I feel like a Liberator normally cannot. Oh, big drop on the top right. This is actually going to find a base and a bunch of probes here. This feels like herO... I mean, he's got a bank, but he's so far behind in resources lost, and he's just kind of not doing anything to ByuN at this point. Like, the start for ByuN was so good. We're going to see a lot of kills coming in on those Stalkers. Push out coming in. Yeah, this is looking doomed for herO. Kind of looked doomed from the start, but with the way ByuN played, he was playing for the late game from minute 1. Where is the Phoenix? Oh, okay, it's over there. herO is going to try and break through again. I mean, he's still got a maxed out army. It's just that the army of ByuN is so much stronger. Oh, Phoenix did clear out this Liberator, but another Nexus is going to fall on the bottom left. Yeah, herO doesn't have anything to prevent that. And I love the fact that ByuN EMP'd this Nexus to prevent a recall. Mothership is now being added in. That's a very valuable tool. You know what? I feel like ByuN is at the point where he can sack SCVs and get a bigger army. But no, actually, yeah, I would say that. Probably at minimum, he can go down to like 60 SCVs. But it's not like he's really in any threat at all. He's about to have +2 vehicle plating, which makes his Vikings even stronger. Really, what this does for him is ensures that herO just can't ever do an air switch unless the game went another like 15 minutes. But, well, 10 minutes? Enough time for herO to get pretty much 3-3 air from scratch. Oh my god, the EMP's landing so big right there. Storm kind of hitting maybe 1 or 2 Liberators. The clump on the High Templar there. Oof. ByuN is still maintaining a just ludicrous resources lost advantage. Sheesh. Somehow only 4 Nexi have died. It feels like... I guess because herO took the map and ByuN hasn't done a crazy amount of counter pressure. Oh, we're going to see a recall attempted. There it is. Nice maneuver from herO. He's going to lose a base while he does this. Cloaking Field is activated. It's a kill on the planetary. That's like the first move that's gone well for herO, I would say, in this entire game. Oh, Vikings not quite able to get the mothership. Still, this just feels like ByuN is... I mean, this is like kind of a throwaway army right now, and it's killing so much. Gonna find a Tempest potentially. Well, no, there's not much anti-air, and he goes after the High Templar anyways. Ghosts do have a little bit of anti-air. Oh, wow. Killing these robos is really, really nice. If he gets all 3 somehow, that kind of resets the Robotech. herO gets a small win finally. That was expensive for ByuN. He threw away 6 ghosts. But that's very replaceable for ByuN. And not so much so for herO. I mean, herO is still mining more. What, is he mining more? He's mining more minerals. Oh, pulling forward coming in here. ByuN is not in position, so this planetary fortress at the front will get taken out. You gotta hand it to herO. He's still trying to make plays. Does land a storm, but not able to connect on the Vikings. There's still no air upgrades. There's 3-3-3 for the ground. They're as strong as they can be from an upgrade perspective. Nice kill on the mothership there. Unfortunate for herO, he didn't have it available to... Well, didn't have anything to save it. Vikings looking for a position against the Colossus, using that high ground. And they do manage to do so. But more so than anything, he lands another set of big EMPs. Really just feels like we're watching just the life get squeezed out of herO so slowly. It's not that the moves are bad. It's that it doesn't feel like they can really do much. Not even able to get that tank. That tank's been there for ages at this point. Finally does go down. ByuN going to move forward on the left side. He will lose this base on the right, but it's mostly mined out anyways. And herO is going to continue to lose a lot of units. He's going to recall to the side. Uses multiple important units. But he does manage to get the Nexus save on the left side, I guess. Maybe if he... no, there's no opportunity to kill that. Do we have smart servos done? We do not. That is one thing ByuN needs. But his factory's lifted, so... Oh, wow. Oh my god, that's so many planetaries, ByuN. Chill out. Oy, oy, oy. Jeez, it's so many planetaries. Storm on the ramp could be big. It connects, but not looking great. Does manage to kill one Liberator there. But, I mean, this just feels like the longest torture. I don't think these Stalkers clean this up. No, they do not. Ay, ay, ay. 4 Stalkers and he doesn't get the one Liberator. To be fair, they couldn't all hit and he wasn't able to get the last Stalker to... Oh my god, he still doesn't clean it up. He's going to finally get it now. Sheesh. Ay, ay, ay. They have not done so, Chonky Blitzer. It's up here in the top left still. Oh, Mothership. This looks... I mean, this just looks so unstoppable right now for ByuN. A couple of ghosts do get feedbacked. God, watching the Mothership slowly kill these gases with no attack upgrades on the Mothership and building armor done. Liberator's setting up again. Ay, ay, ay. How many probes have died? Not that many, actually. Oh, that Mothership gets absolutely blown out of the sky. He did have recall available. Did the Liberators win this? No, surely they lose this fight, right? It was close. It was surprisingly close. Because once again, the upgrades are insane. Actually, there's +3 shields and no armor, so maybe he still would have won that fight if he just stuck there. We did see a big storm on the Vikings. I'm trying to think of a scenario where ByuN possibly loses. I don't have it. I don't have it. Resources lost. Ay, ay, ay. God, the scans. The scan... There's so many scans available. That cloak up on the Ghost. Very clutch. Saves that. Storm on the Vikings. ByuN is playing the longest, slowest turtle of his life. That's playing a win, baby. EMP does land, but the storm lands if not connecting. Not really connecting. Another base gets taken out. Oh, that was a big Archon blast on the Vikings. I will say these Vikings are very expensive to replace. And we probably shouldn't be moving them in range of Storm potential. I think ByuN should probably just send these home and repair these up. Also, it's really surprising that he hasn't added the smart servos yet. The only way, actually, ByuN can possibly lose here is, yeah, if he loses literally every single Viking to a Storm. But even then... How many Robos are there? herO saved the one. Never rebuilt any additional ones. I mean, he's so broke, he can't even afford to build more Robos. And now he's kind of finally trapped in the corner. Army is all Zealots. Surely this will be the end of the game. Save us from this unending nightmare. 1 HP, no, 2 HP Archon does finally get taken down there. herO is finally completely out of cash. Probes are gonna pull away from this base. I talk about fighting spirit a whole lot, and you know, the desire to stay in a game. And I've stayed in my share of games. Oh, look at that. 4-kill Stalker. We have officially passed the 100,000 resource loss mark, and herO says, okay, fine. My stalker did some cool stuff. I can GG. And ByuN takes game number 1. That was dreadful to cast, I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, factory was destroyed? Ah, fair enough. I mean, it would have been worth it to rebuild it. Moral victory with the stalker. It's about the only victory he got there. Basically, everything else was a disaster. Yeah, that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's not StarCraft right there. Well, I just casted a game of something, but it wasn't StarCraft. Nothing against ByuN. ByuN's playing to win. But perhaps super late game strength of Terran is finally something that can be looked at. Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe something to do with scans. Oh, bop, 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 bop. We're going to get into Mothership in a moment. It is worth noting that obviously herO took an insane amount of damage early. Like a lot. It was a terrible early game for him. And ByuN basically went straight into the late game. But still, I don't know. I don't know how I like that one. And by I don't know, I mean... yeah. I can already imagine the YouTube thumbnail. Heh. All right, let's get into game number 2. Spawning down in the bottom center. It is the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. In the red. And his opponent spawning up the top left. It is herO for T1 in the blue. And he sends out a very early probe. Is he gonna blind proxy like... No, he's just scouting, and he's gonna get lucky. He is gonna get lucky on the scout position of his opponent. And will in fact force this barracks to be placed out of position. I know that like Hearthstone, for example, hates the early probe scouts because of all the cash you lose. But I like the annoyance you can be. I think there's value in that. I think the level of just absolute baboonery herO's probe can achieve, I think it's worth. He already forced a repair. He already forced some lost mining time. Oh, that was cute. ByuN rallied the SCV onto the probe to interrupt its shield healing. Oh, that's kind of nice. You definitely can tilt a Terran with one probe. 100%. Even at this level, I feel like you can. Even now, like 16 years into StarCraft 2's life, herO will still get a probe kill every once in a blue moon against a top-level player. It shouldn't happen. But, in theory, nothing should ever happen if we're using that logic. You should never get damage done. You should never be able to do anything, you know? Only defensive play should work. But everyone's a human. We're all humans. Rag and Bone Man said it best. I'm only human after all. Interesting pylon placement at the natural. I don't know about this one. It's going to show him the Reaper jumping in. ByuN sees where his opponent is and just says, okay, we're backing it up. We're backing it up. herO's probe is going to come back in for the scout. And he's going to get to see the Reaper. And we'll see the reactor added on. Okay. Oh, even gets to see the tech lab. Obviously, he knows that that is attached to a factory. This is good information for herO. It was an Adept opening, so it's going to be Stargate for herO. We are going to see a single probe getting sniped down. That's quite nice. I mean, yeah, no, the damage that herO took in the early game from game number 1 was massive. Absolutely massive. Oh, it should be a dead Reaper here. But seeing 3 Adepts is already a bit of a tell that your opponent is likely to be going Stargate. It's not a guarantee, especially since it's herO. herO will open 3 Adepts and still play Twilight. Or, I mean, he'll even play Robo sometimes. But now he sees, yeah, there's an Oracle. Good usage of the Reaper. Cyclone does get jumped a little bit, but I don't think the Adepts can kill this by any means. And Mass Repair is going to be able to come in and get this Cyclone back up to fighting shape before that Oracle shows up. Second Cyclone's out. Hero's going to have to be very careful. He's actually got no energy. He didn't turn off the Pulsar Beam.
Dimensional strings.
Oh, herO is not having a good day. Oh my god, he's having the worst day. The terrible, awful, no good day. This is going to get taken out. There's going to be a medevac in a moment. The only way this gets out is if it was recalled. And we're going to find out at the same time that it was not. He did have energy. He could have recalled that. He could have recalled it, and he absolutely should have. But second Oracle shows up. Okay. ByuN built an additional Cyclone, though. herO is a player that builds multiple Oracles often, and that's a dead Oracle. I believe it was energy recharge. Yeah, it was. Is ByuN just going to win the game right now? Shield battery's not yet done. 2 Cyclones is very scary. Probe pull will be good. Medevac doesn't have boost, so it does get chased down. And that removes the ability to continue to juggle these units. Kill on the Cyclone is very nice. But ByuN is so far ahead now. And another Cyclone shows up, the one that killed the Oracle. Oh no, herO moved so far out. ByuN didn't continue to chase there. He might have actually killed that Stalker. It would have been close as to whether the it would have gone range of the shield battery. It is Blink behind this out of herO. Oh man, it feels like every possible thing that could go wrong for herO has gone wrong for herO, and everything that could go right for ByuN has gone right for ByuN. Third Nexus just now starts up. +1 stim and combat shields just started for the Terran. So any move out timing is not going to be for a little while. herO still has plays to make. And of course, if there's one player you want to, you know, give Blink Stalkers to and see what they can achieve, herO probably is that player. I mean, it might be Max Packs too, but herO's one of the players. Now, because he lost the Oracles, he's got no high ground vision. He's got no way to get high ground vision at the moment either. No sentry, no rebuild on an Oracle or a Phoenix. No siege tank covering this bunker, so herO actually just gets to kite it down. Oh. herO adding on additional gateways. He's just now gotten up to charge. Does he start up Storm? He's got the gas for it just now, so that'd be a reasonably decent time. Cyclone in the natural. There are 3 Stalkers prepared for that. Meanwhile, Stalkers on the other side of the map. herO is going to try and kite while defending.
Let our enemy know our fury.
ByuN stimming forward. Good blink micro here from herO, but I don't think he's got enough time yet for Storm. Oh, and he's already lost 2 Stalkers on the retreat. Very nice tank ambush there from herO. Oh, and ByuN gets a second shot as well. herO was just an instant too late to blink out and avoid it. Oh, nice snipe on one of those Cyclones, but the scan manages to maintain the lock-on. He gets the kill. Wow, well done by ByuN. Excellent moves from Micro Jackson. Storm is moments away from completing, so is Charge. But ByuN is just going to sprint right into the natural. herO's got, like, no supply. He cut Probe super, super hard to try and hold this, which was the right call, the right choice. But it means that he dies even harder when he dies. But regardless, I mean, he needed to do that. It was the right call 100%. ByuN will still take this game right here and now, though. GG, ByuN. With a stunning upset. Not the fact that he won, but the fact that he won in such absolute and I would say there was no moment where it felt like herO really had a lead in either game, which is surprising to say the very least. And now we've got a, yeah, I would say a pretty surprising winners match between ByuN and Trigger. That is pretty cool. I would say a pretty surprising winners match indeed. Max, Pax, or Clem, both are much better. I think herO does more crazy abstract moves, but in terms of purity of the micro, yeah, for sure. All right, quick minute of ads. We'll get into the next game. But yeah, the Banshee losing the Prism early. Yeah. No, it really felt like at no point during any game... There were definitely points where herO was in an okay position, I would say, in game 1. Not a good position, though. Yeah, just an okay one at best. That means it's going to be Scarlet herO for the losers match, which is not what I had on my bingo card at all. But we're going to be moving into the winners match first. And that will be... Oh. Hang on. One sec. ByuN vs. Trigger. ByuN vs. Trigger. It's going to be Winter Madness to start this one off. All right. Here we go. Spawning down on the bottom right for Basilisk, it is Trigger. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left for the Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN. In the red. Yeah, that was... couple of rough opening series. We're going to be seeing a gas first out of ByuN. Trigger, for his part, is a... I mean, he's been looking extremely good recently. And it would be kind of cool if on a day where ByuN kind of gets aced by herO, Trigger comes out and then shuts down ByuN. That would be a pretty cool... like... flipping of the script, I would say. Because most people, myself included, have been saying that herO's the best Protoss player in the world for a little while. Engineering Bay block going to come in here, but Trigger will get on top of it right away. He was anticipating this. ByuN is super, super well known for this. A 3-probe pull, normally I despise it. But he got on top of this so quickly. This is the first time where I actually am like, yes, I like this. Normally, even when you stop the engineering bay like this, it feels like it's not great. Loser of this will still have a chance to make it out of the group, by the way. They will go down to the decider match, and they'll be waiting for the winner of Scarlet and herO. Going to be a Reaper straight into Reactor. And it is a 1-racked expander, but on the high ground. Probe did not get to see the expansion. And Reaper chases down the probe, so good job. Looks like Trigger may be a little bit predictable there with his probe movement, perhaps. And ByuN is able to punish that. That can be one of the things I feel like that when you're becoming a pro player, adding that extra layer of unpredictability, it's a part of the growing pains. And we've seen Trigger getting better and better with it, but there's still some things where it seems like some players have really good tendencies to figure out what their opponents are doing. Oh, interception attempted by the Adept, but good quick reaction time from ByuN, and he will get out of there. That would have been a dead Reaper for sure if he didn't turn around right away, because that was at sub 44 HP when the Adept was nearly in range. It just ticked up to 44 HP and above shortly after he turned around. So that means he would have taken 22 damage on the first hit, and then the Shade forward would have gotten the kill. Oh, this Widow Mine. Okay, it does get spotted by Trigger. He could try and bait it out with the Shade, but instead he's actually just going to Shade under the CC and gets the block. Very cute little move there from Trigger. Going to try and delay this for as long as possible. ByuN getting kind of baited into putting that out of position. Nice little move. Small, but StarCraft 2 has decided on the margins. Speaking of which, Trigger outspeeding ByuN a little bit there. Catches the Reaper not moving. Gets right on top of it and gets the kill. We talk about speed in StarCraft 2, and I remember Harstom and Lambo were talking about Trigger the first time they saw him play at a LAN, and they were like, this guy's freaking fast. He ended up, it was a series versus Maru that he was playing. He ended up losing that, but I remember thinking, like, this is cool. It's cool to hear the pro gamers kind of giving the big accolades. Very interesting from ByuN. Fakes that this is just single mine drop. Loses the mine after killing just a single probe and not really denying much mining time. But he will bait Trigger potentially into thinking that this was just single mine. And now he gets back in there. Kills another probe, forces a little bit more lost mining time. And this time he's able to save the Widow Mine without much trouble. Nice little move from ByuN. That was a very simple but very cute little mind game he pulls off. Oh, nice little ambush at the top of the ramp. That's a lot of damage on one of these stalkers. Just before Trigger's Observer showed up. Wait, where's the siege tank? There's just one that only now pops out. This is a very fast push from Trigger. ByuN's going to lose potentially quite a few Marines. Bunker was forced to cancel, which is a big deal. This is feeling a little bit snowball-y. 2 SCVs do go down. Widow Mine drop in the main base. The thing is, it can't really snowball. Oh, that's a big kill. Great surround right there from Trigger. Yeah, it can't snowball because there's no reinforcements here. But it's snowballed in a miniature sense. Like, it feels like this was never supposed to get as much value as it has. Nice scan from ByuN. But 9 Marines is actually so many kills. 2 Stalkers did die, though. Trigger still with a really, really nice set of moves here in the early game. He's already got a Colossus starting up and 4 more gateways coming through. No Forge. Is Trigger just going to go for a big push? He will do that. He will just go with a big timing push with, like, no Forge. He'll cut the Forge and just try and hit his opponent over the head with a hammer. ByuN does add on a 3rd CC, but he's going to have stim, combat shields, and +1 weapons. Maybe Trigger's hoping to get a big, big fight versus ByuN, and then go from there. This drop trying to draw Trigger out of position, but Trigger's not falling for it. He's left the 2 Stalkers in the natural. Warps in a couple units into the main base. There's the Prism. Only 1 Colossus is... That feels crazy to me, actually. Especially since Extended Thermal Lance is not yet done. He can afford to build another Colossus right now. Oh, trying to use the hallucination to push the medevac back, but ByuN wasn't born yesterday. Trigger might have done some flustering moves to ByuN, but ByuN's not going to get that flustered that quickly. There is the second Colossus, but it was like 15, 20 seconds late. Oh, Raven in the natural. Trigger did see it, so he just ever so slightly adjusts his Stalker positioning. ByuN setting up with the tanks on this very nice little spot that he used against herO earlier, but these tanks will now get exposed. Trigger's going to blink forward. Nice little spready on the Stalkers. He is able to keep all the Stalkers alive. This looks very deadly right now out of Trigger. ByuN getting completely surrounded here with the bio. Zealous coming in from both sides. He's forced to pick up. This was such a fierce and strong-looking attack. Colossus number 2 does pop out at home, and that's going to help hit the Protoss player from Canada defend this attack. And now he is pushing into the natural of his opponent. ByuN redropped back over to the side. Oh, and there is an opportunity to go after this Colossus. Prism not quite in time to save it. That could have been a big move, but this is still so many charge lots. Trigger is way ahead in army supply. Didn't have energy for a force field to trap these units, but he could drop it right back here. He manages to... Actually, that kind of works against him, the way he put it there, but still, extremely effective attack. On the other side of the map, though, ByuN getting big damage done. Ravens and Marines finding some value, but on the other side, Trigger is pushing back in for a moment. No, I don't think we need to be doing that. I think we go back home, consolidate our lead. But I'm not the pro gamer here, that's for sure. SCVs will try and pull in here. It is 1-1 bio. ByuN is still close in the worker count. But a lot of them had to pull there for a moment. He's got to resaturate from the main. Trigger may not give him the opportunity to do so. The medevacs are out of juice, which means these charge lots are going to cook. And ByuN will force to be tapped out. Will be forced out of the game. Will be forced to tap out? That's the one. Well done by Trigger. Damn. He blasted him in game 1. I was saying maybe he needs to retreat, but no, he just needed to wait for more reinforcements. How many matches are left? Is herO definitely eliminated from the group? No. herO's not even remotely eliminated from the group. It's GSL-style groups, so herO has, well, multiple additional well, he has 1 more life. Basically, GSL-style groups just means it's a double elimination 4-player mini bracket. But it's a good question to ask. Welcome, Young Poke Gamer. Also, welcome, Turkey Dano. Hope you're doing well. Is if Steadfast is washed. He is washed, right? Whatever means I have bad hygiene, but I'm also bad at the game. That's the answer. All right, quick minute of ads. Boppity bop, 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 bop. herO will be playing tomorrow in Group D. Who else is in his group, actually? herO, ByuN, Cure Classic. Wow, that is a group of death if ever there was one. I actually feel like herO, ByuN. Oh. That's going to be a big test for herO right now. It's going to be a big test. Oh, all right. Let's get into the next game in a moment. Only for a moment, then the moment's gone. Here we go. Game number 2. Spawning up at the top left for Basilisk. It is Trigger. In the blue. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN. In the red. Thank you for the follow, Jor Grill 3. Yeah, Trigger he just went for it there. Oh. Is this another NG Bay block, or is this a proxy? Oh, this might be a proxied second barracks. Ooh. This could be a little spicy. Could still be an engineering bay block. But this... No, okay. Yeah, it's going to be an NG bay block. And this time, Trigger will not have a probe right there. So if he wants to take his natural expansion, which I think you don't have to on this map. I think you can take this base. I'd be hesitant maybe to take this base just because tank pushes feel like they'd be pretty scary. This is pretty cool from ByuN because Trigger probably has it in his head that ByuN was going to do an engineering bay block in one game in this series. But the reality is, yeah, no, you don't have to do it in just one game. Oh, Trigger is committing to taking this Nexus. He will get it. Surprised ByuN doesn't make more of an effort to keep the SCV around and block. He could have forced Trigger into taking this base. The only thing that has me wondering is if he actually does want Trigger to take this base, so that he can maybe... I mean, I feel like tanks would just be so much stronger for a push through the middle. Like, you set up tanks here. You can even drop tanks behind the mineral line. Liberators, like, there's some real strong stuff you can do to lock down mining. If that's what ByuN is planning, I'm not sure. He is adding a second barracks, though. Okay, is this going to be the new Cure 3 racks? I actually don't know if Cure is the one that came up with it, but he's the one I've seen doing it. And he is the kind of player that will come up with his own little new build. But there's this new 2-reactor 3 racks that is very different from the Fast Combat Shields 2 Tech Lab 3 racks. That just feels... I'm going to be honest, it feels kind of crap. It feels like that version of the 3 racks is just not good. But this version of the 3 racks with a double reactor feels a lot stronger. If this is what's happening. If it's not what's happening, well, we'll see. I mean, it's a short rush distance. He was forced to take the Nexus out of position. Maybe it can be effective. But we'll see. We'll see in a moment. It is the second Tech Lab. Okay. The reason that I like the reactor version of this is that it goes into a factory super fast. And you end up getting just like a lot of Marines very, very quickly. Feels like it's pretty good to try and put pressure on the Protoss. It is going to be heavy Marine focus, though. There we go. There's that first Marauder getting fired up. But yeah, with the cost of the I mean, I guess the reactor costs 25 gas more, but you start building combat shields and you start building marauders, and that just means that you can't get a factory as quickly as you otherwise would. We do see the Shade Forward coming in, hiding the Marines attempted. I think Trigger might have seen them, though. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he might have seen them. We do have a shield battery at the third base. Blink is close to completing. Now, the most important thing about a 3-Racks is that you see it coming and you get out onto the map and start kiting it down. That's not happening. If it arrives at your base and you haven't whittled it down yet, a 3-Racks can actually be really, really nasty. Trigger doesn't realize what he's up against. He is just now going to see a bunch of bio arriving on his doorstep. Okay, I kind of took for granted the fact that Trigger would, you know, whittle this down a little bit before it showed up. But even now, that stim gets forced out. Trigger kills a couple bio units and doesn't lose anything. I mean, it's good against a Stargate play on paper, in theory. Oh, scan comes in, kills the observer. Good job from ByuN. Trigger has a third Nexus on the way. He's got charge started up. This time he is going to be playing with a Forge. ByuN, third CC behind this. And the starport. So he's actually going to cut unit production for a decent bit of time. Oh, big stim coming in. Trigger got caught. Oh, he got caught with his blink moving forward. He blinked back and then immediately darted back in. That's a massive punish right there on a tendency from Trigger. Oh my god, Trigger's got to be careful. Ah, massive find from ByuN. Holy crap. That is a huge play from ByuN and a huge misplay from Trigger. Not being careful with his stalkers. Massive, massive punish right there. After the first one is very forgivable, but after that, you got to start assuming that your opponent's setting a trap for you. Recall saves nothing. Guardian Shield is going to get popped. There's no charge done yet. Medevacs are not available, but... Oh, the Immortal's going to get taken down. Oh, it's getting taken... Okay, he doesn't get taken down. He could have pulled it back to the shield battery. That would have been huge. Trigger is still going to be able to hold here. If the Immortal had just been pulled back a tiny, tiny bit, would have been such a different story here. Everything has gone as perfectly, I would say, for ByuN as it realistically could have here. Trigger didn't get out in front of the first push. He found 8 Stalker kills in the middle of the map. And the supplies are still even. Like, this... I mean, yes, ByuN is out trading his opponent very well. He's got a big army supply advantage. He's in a good spot in this game. But I wouldn't say he's run away with this game the way I would have expected. That being said, I don't know how you're going to hold this push right now as Trigger. No extended thermal lance. I mean, well, there's not a lot of Marines, so actually... Charge lots are going to be quite good here. Probe does spot the army moving out on the right side. Guardian Shield. There we go. Good kiting from ByuN. Trigger going to blink forward here. Charge lot's going to try and cover this. Oh, this Colossus has to be so careful. He's trying to bait an overextension with the Colossi. But I think that's going to be tough to bait out. And now that Vikings are being added in, this gets very, very... Well, it's already difficult for Trigger. It gets even more difficult. Still, ByuN has to retreat, and his army is super overstimmed. That's a direct cause. Oh, Stalker died just to a Widowmine there. Very unfortunate for Trigger. That is a direct impact of the the fact that the first two medevacs had to use their energy to heal up the bio. And of course, Marauders, they're very strong. But they are double stims compared to Marines. 20 damage every time they stim. And they stimmed a lot there. Thank you very much, SC2XXX, for the tier Prime resub at 42 months in a row. Thank you very much. And welcome, welcome. YOLO. You only YOLO once. Medevac's going to slowly get this army back up to full. Oh, just let it heal. Let it heal. Let it heal just a little bit more. Nice scan from ByuN there. So close to full. There we go. Back up to full. Nice. ByuN is set up nicely on 3 bases. Taking a 4th, or getting a 4th ready. Has his Ghost transition starting towards 2-2. That is always the next stage for Terran. Is where do you go? Do you add a second starport? Do you get Ghosts? Do you get the next set of upgrades? ByuN has gone for all 3. But he did prioritize the starport and Ghosts first. I've been a broken record with this, and until it changes, I'm going to keep bringing it up. Once Terran gets up their 4 bases, they're 2-2. And this production, double starport, Ghosts access, and 3 additional barracks. Until that point, the game is quite tough for Terran. But after that point, it gets a hell of a lot easier. ByuN never built +1 armor. Oh, I didn't even notice. So that means actually Trigger is going to have the upgrade lead for a decent bit of time here. ByuN is maxed out, though. And this is a scary-looking army. How many Vikings are there? 8 Vikings. EMP does land on the High Templar. The EMPs have been on point from ByuN today. Trigger just now starting to get a bit of a gateway explosion. ByuN needs more medevacs, like, badly. He's got 6 medevacs, but there's just not a lot of... Well, 6 medevacs is maybe enough. There's not a crazy amount of healing throughput for the amount of bio that he's got. Nice EMP comes in again. Storms do land on a little bit of Vikings. Trigger's going to try and set up with a good concave and go for the fight here. Nice pre-spread again on the Templar just last second, where EMPs could land, and it was a big storm. That's a good EMP there, though. ByuN has his army well set up. Vikings are going to take down the last of the Colossi. EMP is doing a lot of damage to the army, and it looks like ByuN might just be able to take the game here and now with this max out Ghost Viking timing. Trigger not able to get it done, and ByuN evens the series at 1 apiece. Well done. Trigger Canadian. ByuN, of course, an honorary Canadian. All right. Hey, welcome Pashka TLT for the 3-stream streak. Nice. Nice. Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? Trigger pushing ByuN to game 3 is pretty nice, obviously. A lot went wrong for Trigger there. A lot went wrong. But it's not like it happened on its own. It was ByuN forcing the mistakes. Like I will say the biggest mistake in that game was after ByuN sniped the Observer and then killed the Stalkers as they re-engaged in a little too early. Trigger then moved in again without an Observer or vision of the army and just killed the bunker and then just blinked away and just got jumped. Just instantly jumped. And even overstimmed Marine Marauder will absolutely destroy Blink Stalkers if their Blink is on cooldown. And assuming that there's not, like, you know, 10 overstimmed bio units against 35 Blink Stalkers, because then it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, you have 3.5 times more units. Notice how he 3 racks in one? The thing is, everything went right with that 3 racks, and he still ended up... Well, he actually ended up behind until he got the kill on those Stalkers. I would say he was pretty significantly behind. If Trigger had continued to hunt the army with those Stalkers, he could have bullied it for a very long time and killed a lot of bio units. All right, here we go. Game number 3 of this winner's match. Spawning up at the top right for Basilisk, it is Trigger in the blue. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left, it is the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN in the red. If... Yeah, I don't know. This is really interesting. If you showed me this, like, bracket and the way that the two players have been playing, I would say that ByuN... Well, okay, I don't know. I don't know if ByuN is more focused on herO or Trigger as a player. But, I mean, instinct says herO. For sure. Yeah, I guess he hasn't really done anything crazy special against Trigger, whereas against... Yeah, I mean, he's obviously still giving his best against both players. But it feels like ByuN's hitting more timings against Trigger, or trying to. Whereas against herO, he seemed to be wanting to be really, really defensive. Which I guess herO is so good at fighting in the middle of the map when there's no static defense, no planetaries, no liberators set up, and it's really tough. So maybe in that sense, yeah, no, he's definitely saying... He's showing the bigger respect to herO. It is going to be a 1 Rax expand. Trigger was able to get a nice little delay on this command center. It's not huge, but... Yeah, 5 seconds. 5-6 seconds. Not bad. Good, even. It is going to be a Stalker starting up here. That is one of my favorite herO plays. Since they buffed the Stalker's gateway build time to be 27 seconds down from 30... Oh, is he doing it? Is he doing the 4 Stalker hit squad? Is he taking a page out of herO's book? I would love that so much. It is such a cool freaking little play. And it is so strong, in my opinion. I actually feel like the only thing that Terran has that, like, is really good against it is actually a Concussive Shell's Marauder Rush, which is something that ByuN will actually do. Quick Cyclone can be good as well. There's that 4th Stalker. That's the trademark of it. It's 4 Stalkers before Warp Gate even completes. Oh, but he actually cancels it to start up Blink. Maybe he would have built the Stalker first if he had gotten a couple of unit kills on the low ground. Oh, Stalkers are going to get jumped here a little bit by ByuN. The Hellion distracting on the other side of the map. It's a nice probe pull from Trigger. Ah, Trigger with the miss micro. He tried to do too much at once. Should have just kept pulling these Stalkers away. Unfortunately, he misclicks, moves ever so slightly in the wrong direction for a moment, and does get punished. There is such a thing as deliberately slowing down to give yourself enough time to use your speed. That's a weird phrasing. Weird bit of phrasing, I know. Oh, nice snipe on one of those Marines, but this is going to be a kill on one Stalker. Second one does manage to recall out. Only loses 3 hull. At least Trigger gets out of there quickly. Still, it's a pretty good early game for ByuN. He's killed 2 Stalkers. Didn't get any probe kills on the other side of the map. Trigger was able to save them. Oh. Trigger kind of tried to disguise his Stalkers there. Oh, wow. This SimCity. This is not quite the Great Wall of Clem. It is more of an idea than anything. There's a little gap here, a little gap here. But it is a long wall, and it's going to make it so that if you do want to blink in on top of any tanks as Trigger, let's say there was some blink Stalker aggression and ByuN had to defend, you're going to have to really commit past the static defense. ByuN is going to be going for the... Oh, pardon me. Very standard 3-rack setup. I guess it's not that standard anymore. It used to be like every game you opened 3 racks and tried to put pressure on. Now it's much less common. Oh, Observer. You got to be so careful moving your Observer when ByuN is your opponent. Looks like he's so good at spawning the Shimmer. And there it is. He sees it. Kills it. Cyclone, though, does get taken out. Nice job from Trigger. Stalkers had shown up to greet the army with the information that Observer had gathered. Many observers died to bring us this information. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, Probe's going to pull to surround and kill the auto turret. ByuN, though, was able to target down 2 additional probes that were wounded from earlier. Nicely placed tank on the high ground. We'll get a good shot, but Trigger's able to blink away. And, of course, a single tank shot does not ever kill a Stalker if it has full shields. In fact, it doesn't even damage the Stalker if it has full shields. Just does enough to knock out all but 5 shields. It's that second tank shot that you have to avoid. Oh, good quirky action time from ByuN. He boosted in there. Sees the probe. For anyone wondering, medevacs have more vision since they're air units than ground units. So he's able to turn around as the probe would have spotted him, but it doesn't as a result. Very successful Raven here from ByuN. Now Marine's going to stim in on this third base. There are Zealots in position. ByuN's able to still snipe down an additional unit, additional probe. And now he moves back over and kills the scouting probe from earlier that he saw there. That is a very cute little maneuver from ByuN. Oh, that is vintage Micro Jackson right there. Just little touches. Little things he does that are just very smart and very good. Oh, Stalkers are looking for this medevac. ByuN. Oh, no, he's not paying attention. He does lose it. He had a chance to pull that back, but unfortunately he wasn't able to do so. Now he's moving out with the main army, but it's -10 supply from this push. Warp Prism with Zealots inside on the other side. We do have Extended Thermal Lance and another Colossi about to pop out for Trigger. It's going to bring him up to 2 Colossus. Huge power spike for Trigger. Oh, Stalkers, got to be careful. There are Widow Mines set up here. Tanks pretty well set up as well. They get some good shots on the Stalkers, but they actually switch back to the Zealots. SCVs are falling in the main base. And the Prism will get sniped down. This is going to get cleaned up. It's 4 probes for 4 SCVs. But I think Trigger's... I'd be pretty happy if I'm Trigger with how that engagement went. Where's the second Colossus? Oh, it is very far away. Raven on the other side of the map. Will not drop auto turret? Oh, no, it did earlier. Ah, that's what the probe kills were. Of course. Trigger's barely lost any gas. Just 5 stalkers and an observer. Yeah. Mostly zealots. Guardian shield is available. There's only 2 Vikings right now. This is a scary timing. ByuN having to stim a lot. He can't afford to build medevacs and Vikings at the same time. If he doesn't build Vikings, the Colossus will kill him. If he doesn't build medevacs, he's going to get slowly forced to stim. Until either he finds an opening to kill the Colossus or until he is whittled down. Even the Marauders, you can see they're taking big hits from those Colossi. A third one has shown up. He doesn't have +1 weapons, but it is on the way right now. There is armor for the Marauders and Marines, which is obviously very, very handy. Zealots in the natural. Oh, they're going to find some of these units. Prism will juggle some of these Colossus here. We've got an attempt to flood this army, but the Prism micro is very good there from... Oh, man, very good from Trigger. Hot pickups. And that is going to be enough to crush the fight and make it out of his group and gain in first place. Oh, baby, Trigger. That deserves a second look for sure. Colossus kiting all the while. The Zealot reinforcements coming in. Oh, man. All 3 Colossus surviving is diabolical there. Even saved that last one. Wow. A glorious day for Canada and therefore the world. Very well done. By Trigger there. Damn. That is incredible, actually. Big dub for Trigger. Big, big, big dub. Laser Trigger, laser giraffes. Bothan steadfast, not observers. Oh, of course. So close. All right, minute and a half of ads. Keep that hand to yourself. Thank you for the follow, Richie Unlocked. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already done so. If you got a free Twitch Prime, would be amazing if you send it my way. And if you are watching on YouTube, would very much appreciate a follow on the video. Or sorry, a like on the video and a subscribe if you're able to. We are nearly at 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yep. We are inches away. Inches? That's not that doesn't really make sense here. But yeah, we're very close. Very close. Thank you for the follow, Kirkin. Kirkan. All right. And with that, let's get into a fresh series. Here we go. Spawning down on the bottom left for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Scarlett, the Queen of Blades. And her opponent sending out an instant probe. For T1, it is herO. In the red. I don't think we're going to see it. But how baller would a cannon rush be? How baller would a cannon rush be? I think it'd be pretty baller. I think it'd be very cool. But it's just going to be a block. And herO doesn't go too far away from the natural. Ooh, okay. Scarlet's going to send a drone across the map. Neat. Neat, 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 neat. We want more money. Oh, okay. I was saying she doesn't do this in the series versus Trigger. Here she's doing it now versus herO. This is something Dark used to do all the frickin' time. And as we can see, herO is wise to it. The thing is, if there's only one probe here, the drone can actually fight this and win the fight. Oh, she actually gets the hatch down. Yo, the ankle's broken. This is actually really rough for herO now. The Cyber Core is already a little late because he really thought he could get that Nexus down. That's going to delay any Adept counterattack. Oh, man, this is actually so good for Scarlet. Zealot's going to get chronoed out. Second one being built. This is such a good situation for Scarlet right now. Now, it's not a... Oh, I was going to say that could kill the probe. And she gets it. She does mess up her mining pretty bad there. Could have been a lot cleaner. But that is still super, super good for Scarlet. Overall, not specifically... I actually think that's a net loss with how much additional mining time she lost, probably. But killing the probe is really nice. Scarlet also Canadian, right? Yes, that is correct. That is correct. 2 Canadians in this group. Drone gets sent back home. Doesn't try and scout into the main. Which is fine. No third base on the way yet for Scarlet. She's going to have to defend this. herO is a ways away from having double worker production. A ways away. Scarlet, though. Oh, that queen popping out at a very nice moment. herO gonna potentially shade forward here. Yes, he will. There's a queen in the main to greet this. Scarlet able to save that drone. And, oh, she actually loses 2 drones in the natural, but she saves the one in the main. Oh, she doesn't know that the Stargate is super late from herO. She could 100% cancel this. As it stands, losing 2 drones and not canceling the Spore is actually really rough. That is why it is actually so important to keep the drone on the other side of the map. She would have... Oh, wow. Snipe on one of the creep tumors tried to be built. Now I'm going... I've gone, actually, and I've flipped on this. I now don't like this. I like this a lot more for herO now. I don't like it for Scarlet at all anymore. She would have needed the Spore eventually, but... It's like... Oh, herO could potentially go for these 2 creep tumors, but he decides not to. Yeah, this is very bad for Scarlet now, because she still doesn't even have a third base. Very nice Evo chamber block. Oh, no Spore in the natural. That's going to be so many drones. This might actually just trigger a GG. This is legitimately unrecoverable. I know I say, hey, it's GG, you know, a lot. This is a 2-base Zerg that's down now 11 workers versus a Protoss that has a 3rd Nexus half done. More than half done. And it's not like Scarlet is... Oh, look, a hero wall. It's not like Scarlet is behind because she's built a bunch of army. I mean, there's no world in which she catches up in workers to be able to hold any kind of attack that herO will do. The supplies may even up for a little while, but this is just, this is a truly unplayable amount of damage. And unlike some instances, yeah, herO's just going to outscale so hard. What is the possible move she could make to come back here? I mean, honestly, a queen walk would be the only thing that comes to mind. Oh, she just now starts the layer. That is a 6-minute, later than 6-minute layer. Granted, a lot, like, she did a lot to kind of slow this game down. But herO's Nexus at the 3rd was only, you know, 20 to 25 seconds later than it normally would be. Her layer is about 1.5 minutes later than when you'd normally get it. This game does come down to timings, and right now Scarlet's timings are all out of whack. There is no reason to not just do an 8-gate Blink Stalker push as herO. The only reason I could think of would be he doesn't realize how far ahead he's gotten somehow. Like, he thinks Scarlet somehow has more Zerglings than she does. Or, sorry, more drones from the early stage. I will say the creep spread is, once again, very nice. And she's doing everything she can from a macro perspective to try and catch up. But Zerg doesn't really have a catch-up mechanic for a situation like this. Not for a situation like this. I mean, really, no race does when you fall this far behind in the early game. Probably the best would be Terran with, like, siege tanks and turtling and hoping your opponent misreads the situation and attacks in. And that's more so in, like, TVT and a little bit TVZ. We're going to see Scarlet trying to mass Ling flood this, and that is her best opportunity. And with the creep spread she has, that is a non-zero chance that this could be okay. Where's the second Oracle right here? Oh, it's literally overhead, and that is the sickest stasis trap. herO trading very well. I will say, I'm very impressed with how many units Scarlet's been able to get out considering this early game. As these Lings wake back up, the Oracles are out of juice. Scarlet is all in defensively. And it's actually worked out super, super well. Really, really well. But that was the absolute best. Not exaggerating in the slightest. That was the absolute best that could have gone for Scarlet. herO is still about to finish a 4th Nexus. About to have charge done. About to have +1 armor. Just started up with Fleet Beacon. Is still way ahead in workers. I want to give massive kudos to Scarlet for holding that push initially. And a player not of herO's caliber might not have had a good enough transition to follow up, and she might be right back in this game. But she didn't actually kill enough of the Stalkers. Now as charge completes, Scarlet is just going to move on forward with some Zealot Archon Blink Stalker. Lings will come back home. That Archon gets itself into a very precarious position. And barely goes down, but that's most of the army that just died for herO, whereas Scarlet loses everything. Once again, it's just a matter of scaling. When you're that far behind in the early game, really, really isn't too much you can do. herO's natural was delayed a lot more than 20 seconds, right? So herO double expanded faster to try and account for the eco slowdown. So was it as damning as initially observed? Well, I said initially I liked it for Scarlet, but then she didn't scout into the main base and took not a crazy amount of damage, admittedly. But I do feel like you do need to avoid losing any drones when you're building as many Lings as she was. And also going for Ling speed. I'm not going to say you should play without Ling speed there. Because if you do and they go for later Adept Shade-In, or they just play like really kitily. Oh, and there was a scout on the gas anyways, so herO knew that he was on a timer. Basically, yeah, if Scarlet defends perfectly, I think she comes out ahead. But the damage that the 2 Adepts plus Oracle got in the natural, and the fact that the Spore she built was about a minute early was, I mean, it was disastrous for her. All right, here we go. Game number 2 of this Losers Match series. Spawning up at the top right for the Shopify Rebellion, it's Scarlet. An absolute fan favorite. But having a difficult time in this group for sure. And her opponent, we didn't expect him down here in the Losers Match. But he may get a chance at the revenge on ByuN if he can win this one. It is T1's herO. In the red. Yeah, I feel like when the proxy hatch gets up like that, it is quite annoying for the Protoss to deal with. But yeah, obviously didn't end up being a total disaster. Because there is potential for counterattacks. And herO's counterattack did initially nice damage, put him a little bit ahead, I would say. And then game-ending damage, in my opinion. Was this an Extractor Trick 15 hatch? I believe it was. Yeah. Wait, was it? One sec. Got down at 41 seconds. What? That must have been an Extractor Trick 15 Overlord 15 hatch. Interesting. Very quick pull as well, just a little bit earlier than normal. Yeah, I mean, Scarlet gets to start up our queens faster than normal. Is this a new system? Is this the system I've been hearing so much about? Very nice pro brass here from herO. It is worth noting as well, it's quite difficult to micro against Zealots under the best circumstances with melee units because the Zealots leash. Zerglings, it doesn't feel so difficult. Drones, it feels very difficult. The Zerglings feel like they move away very quickly, very snappily. Drones, not so much. So trying to micro back drones against Zealots is not an enjoyable activity, I would say. Oh, this drone. Uh-oh. Scarlet got away with one right there. Oh boy, did she ever just get away with one. If the shade of the Adept goes onto where the hatch could go, you just can't build the hatch. And then you're in a really awkward spot. Oh. Ooh, snipe on a creep tumor coming in from herO. Does he shade forward? It'd be crazy to at that point, but no, he's not gonna. It is interesting. Oh, Scarlet. Is this the built-in supply block as a part of the double overlord here? Doesn't really feel like a built-in supply block. Oh, wow. Another creep tumor getting sniped. That one a fresh one. So, not going to be able to spread much creep at all. herO's being a big nuisance early on in this game. And this is going to be really awkward. Scarlet can't easily defend this base. She actually can't get a spore down right now. At the third. herO can kind of camp this a little bit. Now that the creep is spread from this base towards this position and a creep tumor gets down, there's finally enough mobility for these queens to waddle their way over. You think so, Nidix? I could see it. I could see it. She's got +1 melee on the way. This time, she's actually in a playable position. So that's good. That's nice. Oh, nice wraparound there on those two Adepts at the third. You're not able to get them into a pocket. And fourth Adept is going to tuck itself in here. herO will be able to win the fight, I think, as a result. Rex. Overlord does get taken down. Scarlet racing up to 66 drones. She was on 0 army, army units for a little bit. Not 0 army supply, because queens are army supply. But 0 units for a little bit there. But really good eco here from Scarlet. Our macro is good. And you leave her be. Oh, Oracle finally getting the first drone kill, actually, of the game. That's a pretty nice start for Scarlet. She is supply blocked, but she's going to get unblocked here. Overlords will complete here. +1 melee going to be done in time for this blink push. And there's no forge just yet, so... herO's got to be really careful, actually. Oh, stasis trap. Scarlet. Okay, she does trigger it, but it takes a few lings. Not easy when you're under pressure to split off the 1 or 2 lings required. Because your opponent can always just potentially take them down. We are going to see stasis trap getting dropped behind this. A blink forward on top, or blink back on top of it. There's one more behind it. That's the big one. Oh, Scarlet did such a good job initially of dealing with those stasis traps, but one getting a monster connection. herO with the multi-layered stasis trappies. Ay, 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 ay. Nice usage of the position on the low ground to kill this gas. Scarlet has not yet added on any Hydras, despite getting the Hydraless Den and even getting one of those Hydra upgrades nearly completed. Good positioning from herO at the third base. Oracles will come home as well as the Stalkers. Oh, that's a nice blink. That body blocks the Lings. And Scarlet just losing so many units here. 1 Adept for 59 Lings. Sheesh. That battle report showing a thing of beauty if you're a Protoss player. And a thing of raw, unadulterated, pure pain. Pure Zerg. Fancy use keeps the Overlord alive. That's nice. These Lings do have their +1 melee, and they are on creep. Scarlet's got to retreat out of here, especially with the Hydras in support. She's going for it, no doubt. Does not build the Bane speed. Has made a Baneling nest, but herO, despite... Oh, wow. Oh, my God. The Blink 40 sniped the Hydra, but that was a bold move, and it's going to cost him quite a few Stalkers, potentially. Yeah, 3 Stalkers going down there. That was a nice little blink, though, to catch a couple of Lings on the tail end. herO is taking 4th base, and he is definitively ahead right now. Scarlet needs to find a lot, and I don't know that she's going to be able to. Second Forge has been added in. Getting the shield upgrade, it's going to be Archons to start off, and those obviously don't scale as well, but they're going to be very good against Banelings. And it will be a Hydraling Bane attack. Oh, shield battery didn't cover this cannon, but wasn't necessary, evidently. Bane speed not yet done. Scarlet starting up +2 melee. She did get a little bit supply blocked at 172. She will... it's not the worst block in the world, because you're already at the drone count you want. Scarlet's going to have to play defensively now, actually, a little bit. Oh, High Templar are going to get jumped here. There's no Storm. Did herO think he morphed those into Archons already, or does he think he has Storm? Ling run by at the natural. herO gets the Zealot warp in. There's no shield battery here. Oh, Archon morph. There it is. Fleet Beacon coming through. Zerglings can move into the natural. But herO's going to recall, and this will end up just being a lot of dead Zerglings for not a lot of gain. A lot of dead Zerglings. These Stalkers in the middle. Well, they will have to retreat out, but the Archons are there to cover. Scarlet is going to try and send it here. She's got a lot of Banes, but those Archons are going to be very good against them. Oh, the Banelings are not going to do anything against those Archons, and Scarlet gets kind of smashed. If she saves the Hydras, it's not the worst thing in the world, but +2 ground weapons is about to complete. Archons will go down. There's a pretty good concave from both players, but herO's able to blink back, of course. And now it is +2 weapons, +1 shields done, so herO taking the upgrade lead. Mothership also produced. And anytime it's a Mothership against a Layer Tech Zerg, that Layer Tech Zerg is not happy. Now, oftentimes, a Mothership means that you're in the late game, so the Zerg is probably not happy anyways. But you're especially not happy. At least you have the tools with a late game army to potentially fight that Mothership. Here, Scarlet just doesn't have those tools. Even +3 attack, +2 shields. Yeah, this is looking not so great. Great Zealot run by coming in from Scarlet. Or sorry, from herO. Wow. 8 drones go down. Forces the army back home. Provides herO the opportunity to clear out a little bit of creep. Did he lose all of the Oracles? He did. So that's not great for herO, but finding a couple Queens, couple Overlords in the middle actually does drop Scarlet below the supply cap. There's a lot of Hydras here, but it's just going to be increasingly difficult. Well, actually, hang on. Taking a fight on creep is not ideal. And this is actually this is a pretty good trade for Scarlet. herO loses a lot. I was going to say it's going to be tough to find good trades as Scarlet, but if herO keeps attacking and also just doesn't add Storm, well, I mean, he's double expanding. And once again, that Mothership is going to be a factor. Oh, he's going for the recall. That might be a little crazy, actually. Scarlett's gotten some, yeah, pretty good fights, actually, in the last little bit. Mothership. What? herO going for style points, but might end up costing him. Time Warp is pretty good on the Hydras, and the Stalker's coming in from the side. Where's the rest of Scarlet's army? It is coming in from the right. That feels like that was like the worst recall. What? Feels like herO just tried to like he tried to do like a crazy finesse slam dunk, and then like he didn't exactly break his ankles. He's still ahead in this game, especially now with +3 ship or +3 weapons completing, and the mothership still being alive. But it feels like he like dunked it off the top of the rim, and then the ball like sailed into the stands. You know, he does still get a kill on the 6th base of Scarlet, and he himself is now on 6 bases. But that was just a very strange little recall there from herO. Recalling into the main base with a sentry or two, that would have been cool. That would have been a very sick play. Oh, now we're seeing the army recall back home. He did drop the Time Warp on the right side to disengage. Scarlet doing a good job of fighting with the army she's got, and she's gotten up to +2 missile, which means that her Hydras actually do pack a punch. The problem is... oh, well, Baneling's flanking on this army, but they're mostly hitting Archons even now. Tempests here as well. Really surprising that herO has just refused to build Storm. It'd be so good in this scenario. Oh, God. Well, the mothership does go down. Scarlet, yeah, she will actually kill a lot of her opponent's army. But Zealots running by at the 3rd base again. They're going to kill this hatchery. A couple of Zealots that split off into the natural. They'll get taken down, but yeah, Scarlet can't sustain this anymore. herO is now outmining her by a lot, up from a little. And unfortunately for the Queen of Blades, today is not her day. She loses another hatchery, gets knocked back down to 3 bases. But realistically, it's a base and a half, maybe 2, if you're being generous. And herO's not feeling generous. He's continuing to pump upgrades off Double Forge on 3-1-2, close to 3-1-3. 550 Zerglings going down. herO just kind of brute forcing it. And eventually it does work. That's the thing, is like, as long as you don't take terrible trades while playing that kind of stylistic setup, you're usually going to be able to make it happen eventually. All right, now we've got the rematch between ByuN and herO. Trigger once again with the surprise first place in the group. Very cool. Zealot run-bys are so annoying. They are extremely annoying. He's doing the No Storm challenge, limit testing. It's quite strong. You see, there's an art and a science to Mothership recall. that was neither in that case. Yeah, that was definitely something. Thanks for saving me, Steadfast. Happy to help there, Nitix. Thank you, Holy Squid, for the primary sub at 80. Nope. Holy Squid 89. Thank you for the primary sub 7 months. Bleh. Words. Me scrambling to get the words out of my damn face. Minute and a half of ads. Let's go. Once again, if you guys are enjoying the content, would very much appreciate a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Twitch, be like Holy Squid. If you got a free Prime, send it our way. Help the channel keep going. Chug along. Would be much appreciated. Oh, all right. 10,000 feet is going to be the map for the beginning of the run back. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right, this is the decider match. It is going to be played with basically no ping, which is pretty sweet. So that's pretty nice. All right, here we go. Nice little SCV split there initially. Spawning up at the top left, it is the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN in the blue. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for T1, it is herO in the red. He's not having the best day so far. He did ultimately win the series against Scarlet off the back of some very good early games, putting him really, really far ahead, making it very difficult for Scarlet to truly claw back. Although I will say, I think she played a little bit better in the mid game. I just think herO was too far ahead in game one. He was way too far ahead. In game two, I think he did well enough. Well, no, I shouldn't even say. I think she played better in the mid game. I think she took some good fights after the beginning of the mid game. But I think it was a tough position either way. I see. I hear you there, Nitix. Oh, Probe being a nuisance here. I mean, part of what makes herO such a devastating player to go up against is the early game he can bring is very difficult to not get behind against. When you think about someone like MaxPax is really good at having a good early game and winning and just continuously taking good trades, but he just out-micros you kind of straight up. Oh. herO, it feels like he will play a very confusing early game that is really difficult to be well prepared for. Felt like Scarlet had a great second game. In the early game, yeah, for sure. I'm thinking more so of that first big stasis trap that, like, yeah, really just ruined the whole game for her. This probe, by the way, is being such a nuisance.
The firstborn shall persevere.
That one was not the one that actually hit hard. There was another one behind that. The one morphing underneath the Stalker, she compensated for it. There was one more behind it. A fifth stasis trap that she wasn't prepared for. And that one, yeah, the one in the corner, exactly. Okay, it is going to be another 3 racks out of ByuN here. He did open up with the 2 Marauder. And herO will see this. He's going to be able to shade back. How much damage does he take on the Adept? A lot. Really nice stutter step from ByuN there. Gets it down to just 21 HP. There's no shield battery just yet. It starts up now. herO will have a 3rd gateway unit out in a moment. ByuN's just going to back away, but that's a nice little start for him. Finds a bit of damage, forces a shield battery. And, of course, killed that early probe. This is the 3 racks that I was saying I'm a big fan of these days. So I talked about the one that he did versus Trigger and how I think it's kind of crap. Even though he did win that game, it felt like that wasn't the power of 3 racks that did it. Now, this one I'm a big fan of. The double reactor. Fast +1 weapons. You're able to get that factory quite a bit faster. It's still an ultra fast stim, but it's a different approach. And also, just when a build is new, players haven't always figured out, you know, the best way to play against it. This is something Cure is starting to do. ByuN has done a few times. It is always cool when we see innovation from the Terrans of Korea. RIP innovation. Once again, he is very much alive. We do have a 2-gate blink expand coming in. herO is going to be able to move out these stalkers. Oh, very, very awkward from herO, though. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, my goodness. 2 stalkers getting tagged. He has a 3rd one getting tagged. He loses that as well. Blink was not done. herO stumbling into an engagement despite seeing his opponent's army. Oh, attempt to snipe the sentry, but the shield battery could not have been more clutch on the timing. If herO just sat at the top of this ramp, ByuN can't do any of that. ByuN can't do a single bit of that. Now it is ByuN who's sitting at the top of the ramp with a nice little position. herO, though, will be able to snipe down a couple Marines. Once the blink is available, you can make those moves as herO, and it requires quick reaction time, and you can do it. You can absolutely do it. ByuN will be going for the double medevac. Going to be starting that up momentarily. He'll be able to get on the map with his first big real push. Obviously, that initial 2 Marauder 1 Marine push was nice. The follow-up was... yeah, it was a bit of a push, too. But this is the first real push, I would say. Oh. Stalker does go down. Bunker will get taken out. herO is able to blink away. And this is what Trigger didn't do in the game, actually on 10,000 feet versus ByuN. Just the little differences. And there we... look at that. Look at that. That's what... once again, that's what Trigger didn't do. He checks for the army. He says it's gotta be somewhere. And that ended up costing Trigger. Now, obviously, herO got to watch that match, so he might have been looking for exactly the same move because ByuN pulled it off versus Trigger. Charge is done. Medevacs are not yet here. There is a shield battery. There's warp in potential, and a Marauder, or an Immortal is here. This is going to be a pretty good fight for herO initially, if not a very good fight. Force field getting dropped. Not going to be able to help too much, but I feel like herO wants to keep chasing this army. It looks like he's wary maybe of a drop to the side. Oh, he was looking to flank the army potentially that was moving through here. Medevacs will spend most of their energy healing up the bio units, but as 2 fresh medevacs get in, there's still going to be lots of juice. Colossus will just now start up. There are 2 Immortals. 10,000 feet is a very short rush distance map. Good kiting here from herO. Oh, but he's kind of got himself a little bit caught here. Fortunately, some great blink micro able to get away just in time. Oh, man, he is really dancing. You can tell that herO was holding something back in the first series. He sharpened up a lot here in the last minute or 2. Really locking in. The mines do show up. First Colossus will pop out. It is going to be able to join right into the fight. Marines on the front line. They got to be careful. They are going to get cooked. Very nice force fields from herO. Excellent force fields. And Blink Forward coming in, sniping a Marauder. ByuN trying to kite back here. The Marines were all arranged in the front. That Colossus popped out like a surprise finger in the butt. Not what you want unless that's what you want. And ByuN did not want that one bit. The Marines end up getting cooked. Ultimately, ByuN's still in a decent position. Ooh, snipe on a Viking. Not able to happen there. Not able to get that. Glad Chad enjoyed that one. That was actually kind of okay for ByuN. On the tail end, it's not that bad. And yeah, some people are into that. That's okay. No, but losing the Marines like that, having the Colossus pop out, not ideal. But ByuN was starting to gain an advantage. There's no doubt. Oh, that depot wall. Oh, that was so slick. One, it provides safety for the SCVs. Two, oh, hallucinated probes. Baits out 2 of the mines there. And provides a little bit of splash damage on the 3rd mine. Able to bait it out with a Stalker. Nice job here from herO. herO is now bringing the heat in game numero 1 of this Decider match series, this rematch. +2 weapons going to complete for herO in a moment. He's also double expanded. 4th base just now completing. 5th base already on the way. Oh, Stalker's looking for the factory that was just kind of floating around. herO really wants to kill on it, and I actually do like that. I think when it's this far forward, just take the freebie if you can. How many Vikings we up to right now? 6. And a few ghosts. herO has 3-1 upgrades now on the way, and he's built a 4th Colossus. How many gates? 8 gates. ByuN trying to build that 4th CC and secure that 4th base. But not going to be an easy time. herO starting to probe up towards his 5th base. Yeah. Game numero 1. Numero. Yeah, this is a strange way to talk, isn't it? Oh, this is an army that's not super well prepared to fight here for ByuN. Or sorry, for herO. It's quite well prepared for ByuN. Vikings take down 1 Colossus right away. 2nd one falls as well. ByuN kind of jumped herO without the Zealots ready to cover. More Zealots do show up. Vikings are now going to land. That's a really good fight for ByuN. herO, as long as he can save the Stalkers and Immortals, it is salvageable, but this was a very good fight. +1 armor will complete. ByuN is not fired up his 2-2 yet. That is a big problem if herO gets up to 3-1 upgrades and even 1 more Colossus. I mean, really just the upgrades as they are is already not great for the Terran. But if you get +3 attack versus +1 armor situation, oh, that's tough to handle. EMP does land on the Zealots. Guardian Shield, though, does not get denied. 1 ghost will fall. The other ones do kite their way out. Good job from ByuN to retreat out. herO not quite able to get the chase down, but a good quick snap back with the Stalkers will pull that back. This has allowed ByuN to secure his 4th base during all this, and that's big. If that turns into a planetary, things get a lot easier for him, and it's going to complete by the time herO could walk here. Colossus can hit the sensor tower from here, which is kind of neat. Vikings get back up into the air, though, and they're going to say, well, you can't kill it. I believe if that sensor tower is even 1 hex further forward, it would be able to be attacked by the Stalkers. herO's going to go for the push. He knows he's got a really nice upgrade setup. The Vikings are not well positioned to deal with the Colossus. Oh, we see a blink forward coming in. Now Colossus shooting Vikings on the ground. One of the funniest things you'll see. Sensor tower ultimately does get burned down. 3 Vikings for 2 Stalkers. I'll actually take that as the Protoss, I think. He really wants to blind ByuN is the other thing. Colossus have been rebuilt. 2 more Nexus being taken from herO, by herO. Ooh, and he's also building gates. Reinforcing gates. This pylon will be a fast warp pylon. herO taking every base that he can right now. Oh, sensor tower is going to get not quite saved, but he gets a kill on the Colossus. Disruptor transition starting up. We've got a 2nd robo done and a 3rd one now in production, as well as a good swell of gates. That is a lot of Zealots for herO. They do not want to fight in a choke like this. That 2-2 is about to complete for ByuN. herO's been cock of the walk for a while. Currently has a 3 upgrade lead, but it's about to drop to 1. 3-2 versus 1-1 is insane, but 3-2 versus 2-2 is not anywhere close to the same. Zealot's going to split off into the natural of ByuN. Oh, and now they're going to also go after the 3rd. herO really hates this sensor tower that ByuN is trying to set up here. He is just not letting ByuN do that. +1 ship weapons is about to complete as well. We've also got advanced ballistics being prioritized for ByuN. herO does have the Colossi. They're going to be able to get... One of them gets sniped down. Not able to save this base. That's a lot of zealots, and they are being forced to fight in a brutal choke for them. There are a couple stalkers behind here still adding some DPS. However, that's a really good fight for ByuN overall. Oh, herO's not going to be able to save that Colossus. It gets left. He's trying to skirmish in multiple places at once. Does manage to target down a couple of Marauders there. Massive Gateway Warpin. Massive Zealot Warpin on the left side. Oh, there's an accidental Reaper added in. The Oopsie Reaper. The Oopsie Poopsie Reaper. ByuN does need to secure this 5th base. Despite the fact that he's been taking good fights and he's actually ahead in army supply and even the worker count, he won't be able to sustain this forever against a Protoss that is on 8 bases. Technically, one of them doesn't really count because it shouldn't ever be able to be mined from. Although they're, for the last, 2 minutes, he could have actually mined from it. Oh, Prism flying in here. Little oopsie. Zealots on the left side. Not going to be enough to deal with this pretty decent... no, it's actually only 7 Marines, but it's enough bio. It's enough bio is ultimately the situation. ByuN. Oh, he will be able to kill this Colossus if it doesn't pull back. herO moved it last second, but unfortunately he does lose that. 12 SCVs do go down, and a Prism manages to get into the main base. If he can take down +3 weapons, that would be gigantic. But he's going to fight the army instead. And that... he should have probably clicked the energy bay in hindsight, because that choke was way too good. Really good defense here from ByuN. herO not transitioning to the late game. Just trying to end it, but now ByuN has completed his 3-3. +2 ship weapons is 20 seconds away from completing, 30 seconds. Advanced ballistics already done. 8 Liberators are on the field, and he can build 4 at a time. ByuN has officially survived to the late game. And he has officially survived to the big Terran power spike that is the boogeyman for Protosses. Liberators don't have their +2 ship weapons just yet, so that harassment play doesn't work out as well as ByuN might be hoping, but he is in such a good position right now. He's also got the freedom to add on additional command centers. His 5th base is well set up at this point. It's planetaried up. I would really like to see him build a planetary, or sorry, just repair it. It's planetaried up. Really like to see him build a planetary. They're all over the place. herO's, oh my god, he's gone up to 97 probes now. That is crazy. That is a massive, massive income. He was on 72 earlier. Added 25 additional probes. Oh, Disruptor shot does manage to land. Couple more fired out here. This one, actually 2 of them landing quite nicely. ByuN, despite having the Liberators trying to fight without them, he does manage to chase down those 3 Disruptors, and another one rallies in to its doom. There's a lot of Zealots here from herO, though. He is able to reinforce super quickly, but not as quick as you might think. He's only on 11 gates. Despite having so many bases for so long. I mean, that kind of makes sense. He's been constantly fighting. +3 ship weapons has been added in. We've got both late game engineering bay upgrades. Well, actually, building armor wasn't done, and he does lose the missile turret just before. But they're done now. High-sec auto-tracking and building armor. Building armor, building our us. Sentries being added in. He wants to force field the planetary. But this is going to end up getting spotted and immediately deflected. Oh, disruptors, though. Well, gets 5 SCVs, but he loses all 3 Ruppies. There is no anti-air of real substance here on this top right side. So that's going to be ByuN cleaning this base up basically at his leisure. It's only had a little bit of mining from it. Oh, but on the bottom left, big quad drop, killing one of the bases of ByuN. Finally, herO's going to kill a base, but it was an optimistic base take. ByuN does have to be a little bit careful. He does not want to lose all of these medevacs. Scan comes in. Oh, wow. How did this actually manage to just get unloaded for free? That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. This is 5 of the 9 ghosts here, by the way. Recall going to get forced out to the right side. I don't think ByuN needs to be this aggressive right now. Maybe he's worried about herO transitioning to Tempest or Stargate units or something, but ByuN does not need to force the issue. We're going to see Liberators getting set up on at the top right. The counterattack on the bottom left, once again, coming back in, finding some good value. Disruptors do connect on a couple of units, getting a kill on a Ghost and 1 or 2 Marines. Oh. Ghost wounded up by a cannon, gets taken down there. Liberators, well, they're going to just smash this base. And good deep power there on the pylons. Switching off the static defense. herO's trying to deal with this attack on the bottom. Oh, ByuN EMPing and moving into this army. Forces the blink away, which will allow him to retreat successfully. That's funny, Poriforion. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think you don't need to be aggressive at all here until you see the Tempest transition. You got to be scanning for it, for sure. The Stargate transition. And ByuN is going to win this with the counterattack, but... yeah, this... well, hero's still got a lot of money. If he can clean up the armies... ByuN doesn't have a huge bank right now. Disruptor shot's going to come in. They do get avoided. Can herO get the cleanup? Well, ByuN really managing this nicely. If he gets out with these 2 full medevacs, or medevacs with units inside, this is phenomenal for him. herO was not able to chase this down. And during all this, ByuN is landing and saturating a 6th base on the right side. It was just a 5-base Terran. No, even then, herO's bank is so small. I mean, it's been spent completely. ByuN looking very strong here. Oh my god, 19,000 resources lost ahead. Do we see a mule drop to save the command center? Nope. Doesn't matter, I don't think. Everyone in chat and Roddy himself memed on the guy? Yeah, that makes sense. No, you definitely do not need to attack as Terran in a situation like this. I will say if you let them sneak up, even if they get up to carriers or Tempest, you can still just build Vikings. You don't need to attack. You can absolutely stay defensive. The onus is not on the Terran these days to get something done when they're on 4 bases. Although it is nice to see ByuN attacking. I will say I prefer it. I just think strategically the better choice is to turtle. But I would much rather see him come out of the turtle shell and end it. herO will be able to get a kill on the 6th base. Not even able to snipe a couple Liberators. And for just a moment, the resources lost drops below 20,000 difference. 3 Colossus are here. EMP's landing. herO doesn't have Storm, so it's kind of irrelevant. ByuN looking for bases of herO. herO, if he knew what the supplies were, I think he probably would have already tapped out here. ByuN is on 150 army supply right now. 26 probes, by the way, have died in the last little bit. Wow. Wowie zowie. herO's down the Copium path. Well, I mean, he knows if he loses this series, he's out. And this is a $10,000 tournament. You want to give it your all. That is a huge concave from ByuN and a monster army as well. herO engages in and says, well, we're dead. GG, ByuN takes game 1. But at least it felt like there was, opportunities for herO in that game. Before, it felt pretty bad. Nailed it with the mute button. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta come in with a surprise sentence of your own, you know? Oh man, I gotta sneeze again. Oh my god. Actually, we're gonna run a minute and a half of ads, or sorry, 3 minutes of ads, and I will go to the restroom. herO is the greatest diamond player of all time. Yeah. I think it's pretty funny, and it's pretty apt. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back. We're back. Potentially the final game of the group. Unless herO can bring it back. I believe he can bring it back. But he is having a bit of an off day. Has to be said. Spawning down in the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN. In the blue. And his opponent spawning up at the top left for the T1, it is herO. In the red. I mean, herO has had his share of on days recently. He is a player that, has looked at times like the best in the world, and at times like the greatest diamond player of all time. There, I said the meme. I said the meme. He's going to send an early probe out. Kudos to ByuN. Good game from him. Defended quite well against what herO was throwing at him. But I do think that maybe as Terran players get better and better at defending, it is going to be tougher and tougher for Protoss. Protoss players are going to have to learn how to beat Terran in the late game. And Terran, of course, is the best race at turtling. He said the meme. I wouldn't mind seeing herO do some, like, classic 4-gate blink shenanigans. But I know it's not really his bread and butter. But I feel like sometimes you don't need to make... You don't need to paint with the most abstract brush. You can just mix it up. ByuN mind games. He's been doing mind games with the command center on the high ground the whole series. Every game. Versus herO. And I don't think herO has seen that command center... I don't know if he's seen it once yet. This does sacrifice a lot of economy, but it gains the advantage of your opponent doesn't get to see. And as we can see here, herO building a shield battery early this time. And that's after an extremely fast scout. ByuN has opened Marine. Has he opened Marine? Not every game. Definitely not every game. He got a lot of damage done early with 2 Reapers and a Hellion in the very first game that herO and ByuN played in this group. It is going to be an Adept into a Sentry. Oh, Widow Mine. Boom. Doesn't prevent the scout, but prevents additional information. herO should know that it's 1 Rax expand. And he should be able to anticipate that it's going to be a mine drop. But you can know that it's a mine drop and well, still it can find damage. We'll see how herO elects to position his units. He will have energy for another hallucination, which could go hunting for this medevac if he's so inclined. We'll see if he decides to do so. Just getting up to 75 energy now, but looks like the answer is going to be no. Good depot lift there from ByuN. There's the medevac. There's the hallucination. Oh, ByuN's going to save both Widow Mines to go into the main. herO kind of microing the... Oh, you got to pull all the probes away. Wow, okay, ByuN doesn't do the retarget. ByuN, very nice little mind game here to represent just a... Oh my God. Oh, ByuN is being... Oh, he's being such a pain. Wow, I can't believe that died. Okay. Good job from here to clean that up, but... Oof. That was really well done by ByuN. Really well done. Top marks. S. On a scale, using the letter scale, I give that an S. Supersedes A. He was so close to getting that one shot in the middle of the probes that would have dragged... Or sorry, that would have been dragged into the middle of the probes. Medevac gets home. How many points out of Clem do you give that? Ooh. Four Clems out of 5. Nice kill on the Observer, by the way, right there with the Raven. That is really good. Really good dropping the auto turret. herO is up on 54 probes. 4 Clems out of Malem. Raven sneaks past. herO didn't realize he didn't have the Stalkers in position. So now the auto turret in the main base is a surprise. He gets 2 probes. Forces a lot of lost mining time. ByuN. ByuN sneaking out a singular medevac to the right side. Yeah, today in this matchup, it's been the ByuN show. Specifically versus herO. 3-0. And, I mean, could make it 4-0. And that does really give credence to how much Trigger has improved and how well he's been playing recently. The fact that Trigger was able to 2-1 ByuN today. Oh. Raven is going to go down. That's a big kill. Medevac does get spotted by the pylon. That's a good job here from herO. He's going to try and kite back against this army. On the other side of the map. Is charge done? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Oh, love the blink moves there from herO. Blinking around where the Marines were trying to corral the Stalkers to. Blinks in the opposite direction. Hallucinated Colossus. Oh no, herO moves out of position to try and defend his 4th. He's going to swing in from the side on the tanks. herO acting like he thinks this Colossus is real. Observer not going to allow him to kill the Widowmines in time. The shots are big on the Zealots, and ByuN is getting amazing trades here. But now a real Colossus does show up. Nexus is going to get very low, but it will get saved by the Colossi. It is mostly Marines. Oh, herO with some great target fire on those Marines. Colossus, 14 kills on one of them. Meanwhile, an F2, and just like that, the lead that he had done such a good job at carving out for himself goes up in smoke. And now it is herO on 4 bases against a Terran player that doesn't yet have a finished 3rd CC. Damn. This is a golden opportunity for herO to put a point on the board and fight back in this series. Golden opportunity. herO doesn't have a forge, though. He's building a speed prism. Is he just going to try and end the game with no upgrades at all? This is ByuN. herO Marine is indeed a different player. We do have ByuN going for very quick double port Viking, which is going to be really good against what herO's doing. Because the Colossus are such an important part of this. It is worth noting, though, that there's very few Marines and only 1 Widowmine. So charge lots are going to do really well here, too, just in a straight-up fight. I feel like if herO just smashes the front and warps in there, this would be very difficult for ByuN to deal with. 8 SCVs going down. ByuN, oh, he will kill the Prism as it's Well, actually, it kind of overflew its destination. Bunker and the Natural going to get taken down. This is looking very good for herO to even the scores at 1 apiece, but he hasn't done it yet. Vikings will find one of the Colossi. Ghosts are out and the EMPs are good. herO's got to disengage, but he's actually going to stick around a little too long. Oh, no. Oh, no. herO. Not like this. Immortal gets taken down. It could have killed 2 Marauders potentially there if it had survived. herO with a massive overextension. It looked so good until very suddenly it didn't. And now ByuN survives up to +1 armor. He lost a lot of SCVs, but not all of them. I think herO might have been bamboozled a little bit, thinking, hey, I can keep attacking, but without upgrades, it can be pretty scary. And especially when the EMP removes so many shields, it really messes the math up. Nice Viking land right there. ByuN is going to be able to hold. Really good micro overall. This is still a good situation for herO. But I was kind of hoping that if he was going to do anything, it would be double forge, not just single forge. ByuN, I think he needs a couple more medevacs right now. He's on 7, but I feel like he's going to be stimming non-stop for the next little while. Because herO should not stop attacking, is the thing. I do think herO could take a 5th during all this, just to keep the economy really ramped up and really outscale ByuN. herO's got the lead right now, there's no doubt. But, and that's even with the big overextension where he loses so many Colossus. ByuN's just in such a tight spot right now. But herO's got to be careful about overextending. He does lose a lot of HP on the Colossus. Good positioning from ByuN. Really nice positioning. Able to mitigate the Zealots very effectively with the Sim City. Now he's going to be able to chase down a lot of this army. ByuN has been taking phenomenal fights in the last... Basically, once he pulled the SCVs from here, he has taken fights extremely well. herO actually under the gun a little bit. I was talking about the medevacs and how he might need more. He is in... Oh, wow, that's a big stim. But he is going to be able to depower the Forge before +1 armor and depower his 2 gateways. Not to mention the fact that herO can't warp into the fight anymore. EMP does land on the Zealots. Not bad. Pretty nice. ByuN. Oh, man, he's stimming so much here. And like his army is so many bio units. You can take good fights with this, but every stim, it comes with a big cost. Guardian Shield going to get popped. Vikings will take down to the Colossus very quickly there. herO not able to snipe down the Vikings particularly well. It's finally doing so now. But unfortunately, he's not able to save that 3rd Colossus. And he's down to just 1. Now ByuN up 50 army supply. ByuN has had his Wheaties this morning. He gets the depower again on the shield battery, the gateway, and that +1 armor. ByuN never added an additional armory. He is 3-base all-inning. Straight up. This is a herO Marine type of play if I've seen one. Disruptor shot. No, killing a decent number of his own probes. herO not able to get that +1 armor up. ByuN is so overstimmed, but it may not end up mattering. Disruptor could come in from the top right. Guardian Shield gonna get popped. There are disruptors here. God, this army is so insanely overstimmed. But this 3-based Ghost Viking double port play off 1-1 is really finding what ByuN needed. God, this army is so overstimmed. herO still on 4 bases. But ByuN is cooking right now. He does need to keep going. Oh, he lifted his main base over to the 4th. herO is now going to hit both of these locations. Going to find a couple of SCVs, but good quick pulls from ByuN will save the majority of those SCVs. Uh-oh. Disruptor shards are going to land. Disruptor shots, not shards. But now ByuN closing in from both angles. And the Stalkers will not be able to retreat out easily. Zealots are going to try and cover this escape. herO once again losing a lot of stuff there. But ByuN is getting outmined in a big way. Now those medevacs. We're up to 12 medevacs now for ByuN. That medevac energy crisis he had, not anymore. Not anymore. It does mean that his army supply is a little bit inflated. Also, no mules or scans have been used from this base. Good spread against the disruptor shots here. Ooh, EMP on the Zealots on the way out, and we're going to see all 3 disruptors potentially getting chased down. Yeah, there's the tag. ByuN finally adding in +2 attack. He actually put the armory where the command center was. 4th base for herO is not looking like it can be saved. Disruptors will show up, but ByuN's going to be able to take down that base and kite his way out of here. Oh, Disruptor clipped one of the Vikings. But the other shot got avoided, and the other 2 Vikings were already into the air, so... Well, it's still actually going to be killing all 3 Vikings. herO could theoretically go back into Colossus, but he is so under pressure. And ByuN is not going to give him the time to get more Colossi out. Disruptor shot, once again, avoided by ByuN. He's doing such a good job. Even now... Oh, my God, the Disruptor! Oh, last-second split saves 1 or 2 Marauders that could have gone down. Another big depower on a pylon. It has been non-stop fighting for the last little bit here. A banger of a game on Ruby Rock. herO trying his heart out to find the fights with these Ruppies. But ByuN is about to zone herO out of this base and knock herO down. Oh, maybe? These Zealots are not enough. Even with very few Marines, ByuN is going to be able to win this fight, and herO will be forced to tap out, and ByuN takes a 2-0-2-0 over herO on the day. Wowie zowie, did not have that on the bingo card. Damn, Daniel.